everybody. Welcome to the Genre of Your Life podcast, a show all about movies, TV, and the genres that define us. Episode number 36. I am one of your hosts, Doug Jones. With me, as always, are my amazing co-host and two of my best friends. Starting with Mr. Nick Johnson. How are you today, my good sir?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Our Christmas episode of the podcast. My boys are here, man. Life is good, my friend. Life is very good.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, he's back from a sabbatical. He was not here last week. He's back, the one, the only. It is Mr. Joel Kindlin. How are you today, my good sir?
I'm all right, you know. Life got hands, but mama didn't raise no bitch, so I keep getting back up.
Hell yeah.
I thought you were gonna say mama said knock you out at first. I was like, yeah, also very true. Also very true.
No,
Well,
my brother taught me that shit. No.
Well, we're glad you're.
Mama says leave everything God, and that's what Mama said.
Well, we're glad you're back, my friend. We missed you last week. And to all our audience, so welcome. Or if you're first time listening to the show, welcome to the show. As always, guys, you can find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, or your podcast platform of choice. And we also have a full audio show on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Productions. When you're on YouTube or Spotify, Apple, or whatever, hit that review button, leave a rating. Helps us out so much. We want to hear from you. If you're liking this show, you're liking the show. What's your favorite part? Do you like Joel's rants about how much he hates Disney? Please let it.
Everybody loves that shit. What do you mean?
True, we do. It's what make the show the show. But we want to hear from you guys. Starting the new year. In 2 weeks, we want to hear from you guys. So please leave a review, leave a comment, subscribe, follow, share us with everyone. Because we had a great year this past year, thanks to you all. This was our kind of like our first full year of doing the show. Me and the boys started the show literally a year ago, back in November of 2022, and the show has really kind of just like has blossomed into something amazing. Like I said, from our out of theater reactions to our reviews to everything, our talk about anything in the show. It's all thanks to you guys. Again, we had a really great show. We had a great year. We had 1,000 followers on Instagram. We had over 10,000 subscribers and listeners on our podcast channels, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Amazon. So thanks to you guys, we had a fantastic year. We're hoping for another great year. Thanks to you all in 2024. So again, hit that notification button. We have a new episode every Friday. I kind of do audio newsletter sometimes during the week. Check in with you guys as well. But again, rate, review, subscribe, follow, share the word with you guys. Share the word with us, with your friends. We appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you so much for your ongoing support. It means the world to us. All righty, boys, as we conduct this Christmas episode of our podcast, before the show started, we're talking about, Home Alone and, censoring Home Alone, which is really weird to say that in 2023. You think that movie's a timeless classic, but why would anyone censor a timeless classic? But
yeah, it's a kids movie. Like, what is there to censor?
I don't get, and this yeah, exactly, Nick. I don't get it, and this is why I think I'm so in lieu of buying supporting physical media, because if you own that on DVD or Blu-ray or 4K, they can do that shit. They can do that shit to you, or if you have it on VHS too, even better. It's the original version. But yeah, it's unfortunate that happened. But in lieu of that, we have a lot of topics to talk about on the show today. I want to talk about favorite Christmas movies with you guys. I feel like Christmas movies are definitely hit or miss. A lot of them are beloved. A lot of them are considered kind of like corny, but we still love them. And the ones are kind of just like flat out bad, unfortunately. Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck, no offense. But there's a lot of great Christmas stuff going on. I think also too, like, we're seeing a lot of like Christmas series and specials on all the streaming platforms too. But like, I feel like we haven't had a really kind of like iconic Christmas movie in quite a while. I want to say. I feel like there's some movies that I personally enjoy, like Night Before. I mean, we'll talk about this more in depth later. But like Night Before, Office Christmas Party, and movie last year, Violent Night, which is basically John Wick as Santa Claus, pretty much. And I don't think we've had really an iconic Christmas movie in a long time, like the eras of like Elf and Home Alone and Four Christmases, or The Holiday, or what's the one? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. It's, I think Morris Chestnut is in it. Oh my
Best Man
gosh.
Holiday.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one too. Like that movie made a shit ton of money. A movie made a shit ton of money, and like
That's
movies
my
like
movie,
that.
man. That movie gets me every time, bro.
Yeah,
What
dude.
movie?
It's
Best
the
Man
Best Man
Holiday.
Holiday.
The Best Man Holiday?
It has a great cast. It has Morris Chestnut, it has
Joe,
Tay
do you know
Diggs.
about the Best Man movies?
Nope, didn't watch it.
Really?
Joel,
The
bro.
best.
Never heard of it.
It's like
Oh, hell
young Tay
nah.
Diggs, young Morris Chestnut, young
Bro, that's when
Terrence
everybody
Howard.
had hair back then. Morris Chestnut had hair, Tay Diggs had hair, man. It was crazy.
Terrence Howard was still reasonably not. Come on, Maine.
Yeah,
Oh, I just looked it
Come
up.
on,
Okay,
Maine.
I forgot the
that's
name
my
of it. I
movie.
watched this movie. This movie's great. Okay,
Man,
never
I was
mind.
worried
Yeah.
about you for a second, bro.
I know, right? Oh, my
Man,
culture.
shit.
Two cultures would have been disappointed in me. God
Oh man,
damn. Two
I was
communities.
about to take your card, brother.
T-
Yeah. Oh man, it was about to be revoked, man.
Right, take
Ter-
he would have took the little bit of color I have in my skin and made me completely white.
Terrence Howard was somewhere like, come on, man, you can do this to me, man.
I
But
remember in the second one, he was talking to Tate Diggs at the end. He was like, "Do you need some money, man?"
oh, that's right. That's right. That's where it's from. Thank you, Nick. Yes, exactly.
He's like,
Bro, fucking.
"Do you need some money?" He was like, "Yes." Oh my gosh,
Nick, that was
that's
spot
my
on, bro.
movie.
I'm crying right now, bro. I'm crying, but you know it's like, but dude, that movie made a shit ton of money, and I feel like
No, that
that
movie was good, bro.
it is good. Malcolm D. Lee definitely has some bangers under his as his filmography. That's one of them. But yeah, man. But I feel like that era. Again, I think the era of like theatrical studio Christmas movies are definitely dying. I mean, stuff like that obviously is like kind of very timeless and very kind of classy, to us obviously. But Nick, I mean, what are some Christmas movies that you kind of like you still love to this day are kind of like are a big part of your life when you were growing up, in teenage years, college years, like or now, like what's been like something that kind of like stick with you the most throughout the years?
Man, the two movies I always try to watch on Christmas are the original animated The Grinch
Oh yeah,
with Boris Karloff as the Grinch.
yeah.
That's my movie right there. Because it's just like I just feel so like oh Christmassy and shit. Like I can't really describe it, but like I loved watching it as a kid because like they would play it at the I'm in elementary school, and it's like Christmas as a kid, like that's the best time of the fucking year, bro.
That's
So
the
it's always like
best time.
all emotional, like everything's all fucking majestic and Christmassy and all shit like that. And then number two is actually Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. When I was a kid, we
Yeah.
only had the second one on VHS. So the second one was the first one that I saw, but like I love that movie, man. Like I love quoting it. Like every chance, every Christmas I get, I try to watch it, man. Like Macaulay Culkin is so funny in that movie, and that little, excuse me, that gangster movie that they have in it, where
Oh yeah.
like she's like, I was singing at the Blue Monkey last night. He's like, you was there, dang. That's my part. That's so funny. Like
You were
just
smooching with my
immediately,
brother.
yeah. It's like that's crazy. He's like, I
That-
believe you, but my Tommy gun done. I was
No,
like,
no.
oh my gosh. Like this dude was like ruthless, man. This dude was insane, bro. Like wait, like you was just sitting at the fireplace with a Tommy gun in your lap, waiting for your girl to come home, just to shoot her up. Like that's crazy. that's so that he's a maniac. That man is a whole menace. That man is a goddamn super villain, bro. Like that's the craziest behavior I've ever heard of, man. Like and then he was laughing while he was doing it. Like, bro, come on, man, relax.
that laugh he does. And
Yeah.
how old were you when you found out that was that was filmed, that was like that was a fake movie that they filmed just for Home Alone?
I think I learned that in college.
Yeah,
I think
same
it was
here.
like sophomore year. I was on
Same here.
Instagram. I was
Yeah.
like, hot damn, that's crazy. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I would watch that movie.
Yeah. It's funny. Like again, as in college too, I was like, no shit. I was like,
Yeah,
no, like no way. That's a fake movie. Also, I love Tim Curry is really fun in that movie. Tim Curry
he
and
is hilarious.
Rob Schneider
Fucking Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider
I
is
didn't realize
really
that was Rob Schneider until I was like, I think like 13, 14 years old. Because I was just like
young
thinking
Rob
about Home Alone
Schneider,
one day. I was like, hold on, was that Rob Schneider? That's crazy.
young Rob Schneider,
He
and
looked
yeah,
weird young, bro.
that's I love that, like, yeah, because that's my favorite out of the only two Home Alone that we consider Home Alone movies. And
Hmm.
that's my favorite because yeah, it's like again, when you're a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, if I had this money, I had this hotel room, I'm in the
Yeah,
city,
that's
I
the
can go where the
ultimate fantasy. Like fuck
and
the house,
yeah,
respectfully.
fuck the house,
Yeah,
fucking,
I know the
all
first
right
one was a
guys, I'm
casual,
out.
but like, yeah, because I saw the first one after the second one, I was like, man, whatever.
And
A
that's
house, what does nothing.
and
The
that's
hotel, that's crazy.
oh yeah, hotel and the nice hotel in the city, all the toy stores. Like, come on now, like, yes, that's like
Hmm.
you can't be that. And that's
And,
I mean,
Donald Trump was in that hotel, so
Donald
you know
Trump,
it was expensive.
that's bro, that's still like one of the most like randomest cameos I've ever seen to this day. He goes,
Dude,
where the lobby is? Right down there. And he kind of looks back and
He's
walks
like,
away.
down the hall to your left. And then he like does a double take. Like, what are you doing a double take for, Donald Trump? And he
He's
was on
like,
Fresh Prince of Bel Air too. That's crazy, man. I can't believe they did that. Like in
yeah,
hindsight.
hey man, but he was
rich man.
he was kind of like the king of New York, man, for a while. I mean, I mean, before we know him now. And he was in Zoolander, and that was
Oh,
weird. And
what?
yeah, he was in a lot of like random cameo stuff. It's just like, okay, like you're just, hey
Don't
man,
forget,
it's
he had his own show.
The Apprentice,
This
man.
He has the craziest fucking resume. Like, Wolf of Wall Street type shit in the '80s, and then like you said, The Apprentice, and then The
BB Personnel.
President.
He
Yeah, like
also had
that's
like he
insane.
also made like frozen burgers or some shit. Like he sold a lot of random shit as well.
Um,
Like
Frozen burgers.
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
frozen burgers. Like if you're poor, you're not always gonna buy ground beef. Like buy some
did,
fucking
didn't Shaq have the
frozen
same?
burgers.
Didn't Shaq have the same? I think. Well, no, I think. Well, no, Shaq has the chicken restaurant, which is delicious here in Gilbert.
Bro, it
Um,
is insane. Kaylin and I, we had that in Las Vegas
it's
a
so
little while
good.
ago.
Michael
It changed
Jordan's
my
Steakhouse here in
life.
Chicago, bro. Fire.
Yeah,
Went back.
we had that. We had
Went to that in high school, dude. It's still there, by the way. It was really good. It's really like low light, really nice, like really great place. Really dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you have in Vegas, Nick? Did you have the sandwich? Did you have like the popcorn chicken?
No, I think it was called like the Shag Burger or something. Damn,
Oh
I forgot what it
yeah,
was called, but
yeah,
like I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is
yeah.
crazy. And
Michael Jordan.
they don't have nothing like that.
Dude, I mean, we have one near my apartment.
Oh yeah, we have one now, yeah.
thank God, dude. It's
Yeah.
fucking fire, bro. It's so good. But yeah, you're right. I think a lot of like I mean, still do. A lot of celebrities have like they're kind of like look at Shaq. Shaq is like the king of like endorsements and products. But
Mhm.
yeah, obviously during the 80s, 90s, like when you celebrity, you had your own thing. You had your own kind of like your gimmick in a way. But all right, Nick. So all right, Joe. So again, you heard Nick's choices. You heard Nick's favorite movies. So growing up to this day as adulthood, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies that kind of stick with you to this day?
Die Hard 2. No, I'm joking. People still put Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
I don't think it is. Hot take.
No,
I don't think it is.
Like
yeah,
it never
it's
seemed like a
never.
Christmas movie to me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not.
like arguing
Because
against
it's
it. It's
only
just
because it's
like
like Christmas at that time, but I don't think they ever
It's not a
like they
Christmas
thought
movie.
about like make it a Christmas movie. I think it's
It's
just the
not.
fans doing that. It's not. They said it. The people that said it. Bruce Willis before old age has gotten to him that That's not a Christmas movie.
That's not.
If Bruce
It's
Willis
not.
says it, then shit. You feel me?
Yeah. Sad about Bruce Willis now. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I got 3 movies.
Nice. Let's hear 'em.
It's Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I did I love Jim Carrey. I grew up with Jim Carrey. He's so great. He's so great in How the Grinch Stole Christmas as well. And the smile, the fact that that's his real smile, that he could actually do that is like insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's insanity. It's a great movie. You just enjoy it. I don't think anyone has a bad time watching that movie. Like you really can't. And and being young and then growing up and seeing the key bowl is insane. What else? Home Alone, the first one. Home Alone
Nice.
for me. Classic. Grew up, saw it. Saw the movies in order. Once I saw 3, well, I didn't even fully watch 3. I saw part of it. I was like, nah. I saw Macaulay Culkin wasn't in it. I was like, nah.
You said this ain't for me,
wanted
partner.
to. Yeah, that ain't for me. if the man ain't in it, it ain't for me. So, what was it? So I saw part of it. I was like, nah. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if they like can even make it enjoyable. Saw a bit, nah. So 1 and 2 are great, but 1 will always hold a special place in my heart. And then Santa Claus
Oh, nice.
with what's his name? Woody Allen?
Tim
Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. There you go. Tim Allen.
Tosh pointed out the other day on his podcast. He goes, "Look, it's former celebrity Tim Allen."
That's
Wow.
cold, bro.
I'm like, that's funny,
cold.
actually.
That's kind of true, though.
Funny.
Low-key.
They ain't
I'm like,
wrong.
that's funny.
But yeah, Tim Allen. Those they brought that. They brought it into a show, but I didn't want to watch it.
I seen some clips of this show.
I think I saw the first episode, and then I watched a bit of the second episode. I was like, nah. But yeah, so Santa Claus with Tim Allen, Home Alone, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey.
Hot take here. I might get canceled for this. I
Uh-oh.
like the Cat in Hat Mike Myers better than the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
You know what? I do too.
Here's why, right? So I mean, again, I grew up on both these movies. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I saw both of them in theaters. I own the DVDs in both of them. I remember when Busta Rhymes had a rap with Jim Carrey on the album, which is still bizarre to me. 23 years later. Yeah, there's a soundtrack where Busta Rhymes, Busta Bust, is rapping on the soundtrack, and Jim Carrey's rapping as the Grinch.
It sounded like you just were reading an ad lib you wrote down, talking about Busta Rhymes and Jim Carrey did a rap together. I'm like, oh, I know you made that up. I know you lying.
We can't play it because if we can play, we get flagged for copyright, whatever. But there's literally a song where it's like literally, it's Busta Rhymes and Jim Carrey rapping together, and that's just so bizarre. But I remember there's a video that me and Joel, you probably know it too, Nick. There's a video where 50 Cent is rapping, and Jim Carrey's there in the background, kind of like dancing with him.
Yeah, I see that.
Jim Carrey knew everybody.
Dude, yeah, like in the 90s when Tupac was in jail, apparently Jim Carrey wrote Tupac's letter to try to make him laugh. I'm like, dang, bro, that's what's up. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I love Jim Carrey, dude.
He's a man. Let me see where. I'm pretty sure it is the album. Yeah, Busta Rhymes, Jim Carrey. It's called Grinch 2000. That's the name of the rap, and it's about a 4-minute song. So, if you're interested, yeah, we can't play it obviously because of copyright. But yeah, to you guys, to our listeners, yeah, it definitely exists. But I mean, the Cat in the Hat to me, as a kid, a lot of things go over our head. But as an adult, like how quotable it is now, is there's one line particularly goes, "Stupid hoe," and he kicks the thing. He goes, "Sorry, baby, I love you."
I love you.
That was my shit as a kid, bro.
I was just joking, baby. I love you.
I love you.
And it's so funny. So I'm like, oh, that's funny now. Or the scene where he goes like, shut up, I'll kill you.
I'll make it look like a bloody accident.
And I hate product placement in movies. I think it's so tacky. But the scene where they're on like they're on like the nanny, the kind of riding her down on that the waterfall, whatever. And he goes, oh, and it stops. Goes, by the way, you can buy 2 for 1 at Universal Studios. Come visit us today. And he goes back to the scene. I hate product placement. That to me is the only time I like it. I thought it was actually genuine funny because of that scene. But
they knew exactly what type of movie they were making.
There's a scene. There's also a scene too. Remember, like when he sees the girl and his hat kind of goes like from like kind of limp to like kind of erect.
Yeah. It straightens out a little bit.
Wasn't it the magazine or something?
It's his hat. It's his hat's kind of like tipped over a little
wasn't
bit.
he looking at a magazine?
Yes, right.
He was looking at a magazine. He was and then puts it away. He's like, for later.
He was looking at the picture of the kid's mom. He's like, that's my mom.
Oh yeah,
like,
and then he extends the picture.
Yeah, like, but it's like, hey, what kind of photograph is that, young man? Why does your mother's photograph extend out like that?
And it was but for some reason, I find myself thinking in that movie more than The Grinch. However, though, Ron Howard made the Grinch, live action Grinch, and he had a great career since then. The guy who directed Cat in the Hat, that movie, I think it was oddly commercially successful. But I think it's like a 5% Rotten Tomatoes, which kind of blows my mind. That's so crazy. That movie's a 5% Rotten Tomatoes. And that director. No, it's not. There's Expendables 4 is way worse. It has a fucking 12% around to me. That should be a 5%. Hot take.
Yeah.
A guy named Bo Welch, and that was the last movie he ever directed because that movie got fucking banned.
What, The Cat in the Hat?
Yeah,
man, dude. Damn, what does he do now? Like, what happened to him?
He's a production designer now, and his most recent films include Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell. It's kind of underrated, if you ask me.
That's his most recent films?
No. Yeah, the first Thor, Kenneth Branagh's the first Thor.
Oh.
Men in Black 3.
Okay.
And then it was a huge gap, and then he worked on the Series of Unfortunate Events show on Netflix.
Oh, I heard that was really good.
And his last
really good.
And his last show he worked on was Schmigadoon with Keegan Michael Key and Cecily Strong on Apple TV. But as a director, he's not directed anything since. Oh, sorry, a movie since Cat in the Hat, which is now 20 years ago, which is hard to believe. So, hey man, hey Bo Welch, man, if you listen to the show, you're probably not. But hey, thanks for the memories, man. Thanks for a funny movie. 5% is to me, I think, is very unfair to you. But hey, man, I hope you're still working in the business, man. It's all that matters. That's all that matters. So to me, I might have some kind of weird takes for my Christmas movies. I'm gonna go with Home Alone 2, of course. Home Alone to me, 2 is my favorite out of the only two that we acknowledge. That movie is very iconic to me. I remember watching it, back in the day at our middle school, Nick. Our grade school. Like this is like years ago in downtown Chicago. The building was so old; it was like 150 years old. It was so old, and that like we had to go downstairs for like our music and our art class, and it smelled so bad down there. It was like, we're like living in the basement of this like 175 building in Chicago. And you walk down these kind of creepy steps through the music room to get to the art room. And I remember like watching the Home Alone 2 like every Christmas in that art room with our art teacher. I'm like, oh, I love this movie so much. Also having family from New York and kind of going to New York every Christmas kind of like feed into like why I love Home Alone 2 a lot. And then I would definitely say the Night Before with Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This movie to me, I remember seeing it for my birthday. It was me, Joel, and Sebastian, and we walked in. Like, it was gonna be funny as hell. We're gonna love this movie. We walked in to be probably crowded. No one there.
Oh yeah, no one.
Me and Joe Sebastian were like, oh man, like this kind of breaks our heart, but it doesn't matter. It was theater to ourselves. And I just remember just dying laughing with Joel and Sebastian. We were just cracking up laughing. We were like, this movie's hilarious. We thought it was funnier than like some of his other movies he did recently. But that movie is very special to me because it was my last Christmas in Chicago before I moved here to AZ, and like watching it with Joe and Sebastian at the time, and also just like I love the chemistry between Anthony Mackie, Seth Rogen, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's so believable, like it's so charming too, and they have some best comedic timing with all three of them, and there's some funny things. The scene where they're in the church, and Seth Rogen's like tripping the whole movie. He's doing cocaine, he's doing acid, he's doing mushrooms, he's doing Molly, all this stuff, and he's in that church, and he's Jewish, and he's wearing his kind of like blue Jewish Christmas sweater, and like he's like tripping on drugs, whatever, and like he sees the baby like tripping on whatever, I think it's shrooms whatever at the time, and the baby kind of like mouths, "Fuck you," and then Seth Rogen's like, "Fucking baby, man, I'm gonna kill this baby. I'm gonna shoot this fucking baby." And his wife is like, "Shut the fuck up." And then he goes, "Who's on the cross?" He goes, "Who? The guy like this." He goes, "Jesus." He goes, "Oh fuck, Jesus." And he's like, he goes, "They think we kill Jesus like that?" And she goes, "Yes." He goes, "Oh, I can't be here. He goes, "Do they know I'm Jewish?" And he goes, "Yes." He goes, "How? Your fucking sweater." He goes, "Oh no!" And then he goes out of the church and he throws up during middle of the mass. And
my God,
it's so funny.
And he's screaming, "We didn't do that, by the way."
He goes, "Oh fuck me." He goes, "Jesus fuck me." So funny. Or there's so many funny things in that movie, and like there's a lot of funny references to like there's like a Home Alone reference in it. There's a big, yeah, not Christmas movie but Big with Tom Hanks references that. Have you seen this movie before, Nick?
The Night Before?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Not yet. Like it's been on my list for a little bit.
With my Vudu login I sent you last week, it's on there if you want to watch it. You're gonna love this movie. You're going to love this movie, dude.
I appreciate you.
It's really fun. I think it's Seth Rogen's one of his best movies in the past couple of years. It's remarkably funny. You got the chemistry between all three of them is really funny. But like you laugh at some of the cameos. Michael Shannon, bro, in this movie, I'm not saying much, steals the fucking movie. He steals the fucking movie in this. And I won't tell you who he plays or what his character is, but like Michael Shannon has some of the funniest scenes from an actor that I've seen in the past 10 years. And you'll know when you see it. But when he's on screen, me, Joe, and Sebastian were just dying laughing because we're so used to seeing him as like a General Zod, in Premium Rush, and he's like very serious, villainous actor. He is fucking hilarious in this. But yeah, watch it. I want to know your thoughts about it later whenever you watch it. But honestly, bro, you're gonna love this movie. It's so funny. It is so funny. It's for sure top 3 favorite Christmas movie of all time. I would say maybe up there with Home Alone 2, but watch it. It's a very feel good movie too. At the end of the movie, you'll feel happy. You'll feel like all of my friends will kind of like love like this movie, kind of like how funny, how raunchy it was too. It's a very good blend of like raunchy humor with like good heart, good emotional moments too. A lot of kind of fun cameos throughout too. And my third, probably a little hot take as well. It's Office Christmas Party. I remember seeing this end of our freshman year, Nick, of college, and I saw it with 2 people that who I'm referring to that have a really big hot take on movies. I won't say who they were.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Joel knows too.
Talking about they who must not be named.
Yes, fucking exactly. I love stupid movies like that. I love stupid comedies like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. And I remember watching it with them and the people we knew at the time through our dorm freshman year of college. And I know it was gonna be a stupid, funny movie, whatever. It was based in Chicago. I just moved to AZ that same year, so it's kind of like a movie back at home at the time. And then I love TJ Miller. I met him a couple of times. He's always nice to me whenever I get to meet him. Love Jason Bateman. I love everyone. Sam Richardson from Randall Park, Vanessa Bayer, Jennifer Aniston, Olivia Munn. The movie it's a really rare. Probably one of the last few rare studio comedies that had like a huge cast like that everyone was bringing something into it. And Devine Joy Randolph, who's in it, who's in The Holdovers, who I adore this actress. I think she's phenomenal. That was the first time I saw her in a movie. And I thought she was funny as kind of like the John McClane kind of character in that. But to me, Office Christmas Party, it was kind of based on an idea from an SNL skit with Jay Farrow and Pete Davidson. It's kind of this kind of tech firm company in Chicago. TJ Miller is like the branch manager, and his sister is like the interim CEO because it was like their dad's company back in the day, but he passed away recently. And basically, like she's kind of like tight ass. She's kind of like, I'm shutting the business down. Like you guys shutting like the branch down because you guys are failing, whatever. So in order to save the company and their jobs, they have to like win over this kind of really big tech VP, which is played by Courtney B. Vance, who's a phenomenal actor. And they have to like like woo him over, but their Jennifer Aniston cancels all Christmas holiday parties because it's too much money, it's waste of time, whatever. So TJ Miller goes, "Fuck that! We're throwing a huge Christmas party for our staff, also to impress this VP client, so we can get his business." And they definitely add a story to it, kind of like how to say the business, whatever. But when it's the actual party itself, it's fucking hilarious. It is so funny. I watch it all the time. It makes me laugh. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. It did not do well, fortunately, at the box office. It was modestly budget based. A lot of big stars in that, and critics did not like it, unfortunately. But I can watch it over and over. I own that movie on Blu-ray. I love Officer Christmas Party. It's a really funny kind of raunchy, again raunchy. Some good moments to it. I love the cast. Everyone has great chemistry in the movie, and when it works, it works. Again, definitely the best parts are for sure the party scenes. But the stuff leading up to the party scenes are really funny. Or me and Joel will say, there's a scene where he goes, "Man, what a bunch of bitches." Excuse me. He said they were a bunch of bitches. And it's like there's a scene in the car with Uber with Jennifer Aniston, and this driver kind of like loud mouth and kind of like talking her ear off, whatever. And she's like, I guess we asked to a party. What party? They give me 2 stars on Uber, like a bunch of bitches. And Jennifer goes, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah, a bunch of bitches." and then it goes, "Son of a bitch." She goes, "No, bunch of bitches." And it's so funny. The delivery is so funny. I forgot from the actress who plays that character, the Uber driver, but it's funny moments like that kind of just add up to the movie itself. And again, it was not critically received well by audiences or critics or box, unfortunately. But
shitty comedy humor.
I agree. And honestly, that was my controversial top 10 of 2016. That was my top 5. And people were like, "You're crazy." And I'm like, "Well, also I have Suicide Squad in my top 5 as well." People are like, "You're insane." I'm like, "Good. Call me insane. I sit by this list. I'm very proud of this list." But I don't know. It's very funny. It's the era of how we don't like Christmas movies anymore. It was the era of like rated R kind of studio comedies and kind of like raunchy Christmas comedies. Like the Bad Santas and the Night Befores, and the Best Man Holiday and stuff like Night Before and Up to Christmas Party. That was like the last one we had. Like it was now 7 years ago, which is hard to believe. But I remember loving it. I remember the people I was with, people that would not be named. The movie was so fucking stupid, man. It was not funny whatsoever. And I was like, all right, guys. I'm like, and like they were kind of like telling you why you should hate it. And it was just like, I liked it. I had a good time with it. I had a lot of fun with it. I saw it again with my brother, and he loved it too. I showed it to my parents a year after on Blu-ray. I showed it to Joel when he came to visit me a couple years ago for my 21st. And it's a movie that I showed to Zeta last year. It's fun. A movie that I like to show people like the Night Before, which is this a really kind of silly, goofy rated R comedy that was like kind of like a studio movie. That era of filmmaking is now kind of like gone away, unfortunately, because you're right. Like you said, Joel, people's comedy taste has kind of like diminished, unfortunately. But who knows? That was made today. That would be definitely on Peacock or Hulu or Netflix, whatever. But it's kind of like the last hurrah of like a good kind of rated R holiday movie from a studio. But I digress. But yeah, Nick, definitely watch Night Before. I think you're gonna love it. It's really super funny. Anthony Mackie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Seth Rogen are like pitch perfect hilarious. But watch for Michael Shannon, dude. You're gonna laugh your ass off during his scenes.
Heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's really funny. But all right, guys. So speaking of off topic from holiday movies, Christmas movies, stuff like that. In the spirit of that, I've been seeing a bunch of movies. I told you last week, Nick, when I saw Next Goal Wins. I've been seeing a lot of movies that I don't know what's been going on. Whether it's, I'm not liking them. I'm not connecting with them the way I wanted to. Maybe not. But I feel like we've seen a lot of movies that were like, man, we're so hyped for this. It's gonna be great. It kind of disappointed us. I have a list. I'll go over it after you guys go. But like, I don't know. I feel like that's definitely been. I think this year. Well, for me personally, I feel like I was hyped for a lot of movies, including Indiana Jones 5, and I was like, I was fine. It kind of disappointed me too a little bit. I didn't hate the movie, but apparently we're bought by Disney. Nick, remember? I wish we had the Disney money.
Oh man, I wish.
I wish, man. What a world we'd love to live in. But yeah, so. So I want to go around, all you guys. So I'll start with you, Nick. So what's been like a few times or a really major incident that you were hyped for this movie or movies? I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be the best thing ever. And you walked out saying, "Man, did not live up to the hype. That kind of disappointed me or broke my heart." What was it for you?
Dang. So off the top of my head, Quantum Mania.
Yeah,
That movie was like I was just like I was I was at a loss for words, bro. I walked out that theater with nothing to say. Like
I
I was
remember you
just
never
like,
like, yeah, we were like,
bro, it was like it was kind of like what was the point of this movie, man? It was just like it just kind of felt like it was set up, and like I'm like it just like Ant-Man versus Kang.
yeah, with
That's
all the
that's
characters.
ass, bro. Yeah, I'm like y'all should have just let Edgar Wright do his thing with this movie, man. Like, uh,
Yeah,
or like from the beginning, I should say, not with Quantumania specifically, but like if he would have been able to do his Ant-Man movie, then I feel like the entire MCU would just be different at this point.
oh, 100%.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Yep.
Because the first Shazam, I was like, that was cool. I was liking it. It wasn't all that to me, but like it was cool for what it was. So then I saw the second one, or the trailer for the second one came out. I'm like, okay, this doesn't look too bad. And they, I like the costume designs a little bit more. I don't know how the Wizard Shazam, played by Jimon Hansu, is still alive. That seems a little bit weird.
Oh,
And
they wasted him.
yeah, it's like, what was the point of him dying basically in the first one then? So it was just
Stupid.
like, and I watched the movie and it was like every chance they had to make the wrong decision, they took it. Like it was, this movie was it was baffling how awful it was. And then the fact that Zachary Levi was defending it so much, talking about hey, well, I love Keanu, but John Wick isn't really, it's not really that good because it's not a family movie. Like he's killing everybody. You should really see Shazam 2. And I hadn't even seen Shazam 2 yet, but I saw John Wick 4 and I was like, man, kill that noise, bro.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but all right.
Kill that man. Kill Shazam. Kill Shazam.
I was just like, bro. I was like having not seen Shazam 2 at that point, I was like, how dare you tell me to see Shazam 2 over John Wick 4? Like, bro. And then I saw Shazam 2, like it was like that movie was garbage. And then like how they did Jimon Hansu at the end of that movie, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like it seemed like if someone took like a Disney Channel movie, like Disney Channel movies, they just be doing like random shit like, oh man, it's two Greek gods and they're sisters and they come down, but one's an old British lady and the other is an Asian lady. Okay, like it's just like random shit like that.
Yeah, I've always been in love with her. Anyways,
who Lucy Liu?
Yeah, man. Oh man, she's gotten older. She's still fine. Oh my god, I fell in love with her from Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
God. Keep going. Sorry.
You're breathing kind of heavy over there, Joe.
I'm in a very committed relationship, but I will say I respect your opinion, my brother.
I hear heavy breathing from Joel, Nick.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm joking. She's very gorgeous.
He's like that Dave Chappelle character. Like, did you say Lucy Liu?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Do y'all want to watch Charlie's Angels tonight or something? I don't know. Maybe she's at Joel. I don't know.
Joel run out like, where can I watch Charlie's Angels, the original?
Like banging his hand on the table with the car. He's like, "Come on, man." Come
Jokes
on, man.
You, I already know where to watch it. No, I don't.
Because I own that bitch.
I own that bitch. What you mean?
All that bitch on DVD, my guy.
The first day it came out, my guy, I was front line.
4K, Blu-ray, VHS, Laserdisc, biatch.
Hologram.
And that bitch burned in my mind, bro. Burned in my mind. So Nick. I think there's something that I kind of learned a lot too. I mean, I think it's not classy when other filmmakers or other actors like shit on other people, other movies, other like directors, other kind of projects. Like, where's the class? You know, you're all in the same business. Y'all want to see this movie succeed, even if it's ass. You shouldn't be shitting on other people's movies or directors. I think, you know, that's kind of a debate about, you know, with you know, directors shitting on Marvel movies, superhero movies, and I agree with, again, I would agree with them for sure. I agree on some certain takes. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it does you any justice or service when you're belittling or you're talking down about a genre that was really successful. It still is successful to a degree, and for Zach Levi, who I'm a fan of, he was really trying to do damage control, man, and that you should know, man. Sometimes better is none. Just don't say anything. Just be quiet. Just, you know, don't say this. You know, you can have both movies. You know,
did you hear what he said about Sean Gunn?
What did he say again?
Like when it was announced that Sean Gunn was casted as Maxwell Lord in James Gunn's and Peter Safran's DCU, and then Zachary Levi said, like, well, when your brother runs the DCU, I guess you could have any role you want, or something to that effect.
I mean,
and it was like, oh, people were kind of like, oh, dang, like, I guess it was kind of like a bit of a thing.
I'm on two ends of that. I posted Joe before you hopped on the podcast too. Was that on the pre-show is that James Gunn, I think, well, also people are mad at him about his wife. He puts his wife in every fucking project. And it's like, it's obvious like the scenes, like, yeah, whether she's in Guardians 3 or Peacemaker or Suicide Squad or other things, obvious it's obvious she's there. It is obvious she's there. That her certain cameo scenes or whatever. Yeah, I think.
James Gunn said some of the cameos, it wasn't even like he hadn't even like casted it or anything. Like it was like the studio had already.
Oh, true. I think for this, you're right. You're right. But I think on a few that I'm definitely wrong about a few, but I think now it's kind of obvious that like he's putting her in like certain stuff. But you're right. But you're right.
Guardians of the Galaxy for sure. That definitely wasn't one of them.
That was definitely. Yeah, look at me. I'm putting my.
That was definitely James Gunn.
But you know, I know when you and I will review when we see Aquaman 2 next week, we'll review it. We'll talk about it more and then. But like my quick thing is that I do feel bad for some of the actors, whether it's Zach Levi, Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, Gal Gadot, possibly Margot Robbie, for all we know, because this thing, I think a lot of them wanted to continue on, like how like Iron Man, Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans and you know Anthony Mackie and you know a lot of actors think that this is my role for a long time, and for most cases it is. You know, a lot of people have that role for a long time, no matter what. You know, Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, Hugh Jackman in Wolverine. You know, a lot of people are very protective over their characters. You know, this is the first time I saw Shazam on screen in live action, or you know, a live action kind of like Harley Quinn, whatever, and on the big screen that is. So, you know, I think a lot of them are protective of like their roles. I think too, they're probably bummed. You know why? Because like, I mean, when you and I saw Black Adam last year, we're like, cool, what's next? Whatever. And next day, James Gunn is doing DC and with Peter Safran, and you were like, now we're like, boy. So it's. I think a lot of them are kind of like, the word is kind of butthurt. Like, yo, like what the fuck? You know, I could get playing this role like Downey Jr. did with Iron Man for so many years, or Hugh Jackman with Wolverine for so many years. You know, it's. You know, or Sam Jackson as Shaft. But in terms of like, or you know, Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick, I think it's like, I think he was coming from a point of like butthurt and jealousy of like, man, like I had a lot left of Shazam in me that I could have explored, but due to the circumstances, like I'm being told no, as is Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, as is Ray Fisher and Cyborg, you know, as is Ben Affleck and Batman and Henry Cavill. Obviously, Henry Cavill is that, for example, Henry Cavill and you know Superman. He came back the next day. They go, nope, you ain't coming back no more. And that's just so shitty.
That was crazy, man. That was so heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, man. So I think. On that end, I'll to be kind of devil's advocate here. I understand Zach Levi's point. I think it's come from jealousy. I think it's come from jealousy, also kind of butthurtness, because again, their run was interrupted, and also too, James Gunn's kind of being very weird, kind of like picking and choosing who can stay, who can. Again, I'm really happy that Viola Davis is staying as Amanda Waller. That's a perfect casting, and I'm glad that is. But you know, Blue Beetle, who I saw the other day, which I'll talk about that movie later. But it's you know, he's kind of picking and choosing who's going to stay, or Peacemaker with you know John Cena. he's kind of picking and choosing, which I kind of don't understand that still. If you're going to reboot, you should reboot 100%. 100%. And again, I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but if she goes, she goes. I love Valdez as Amanda Waller. I'll be mad sad that happens, but okay, it is what it is. If you're going to reboot, you got to reboot fully. You got to do a full-on reboot, reset, whatever. And, I do think James Gunn, I told you the joke before you hopped on too, on the pre-show, is that I think James Gunn is going to be casting a lot of people that he's already worked with, which as the business. You want to work with people that you like and you work well with, i.e. us three, obviously, and then Moses. Or someone like Ray. That's the business. I get that. I just think that James Gunn has to be careful now because not only is he the director and writer of Superman and other movies, he's the head of a studio. And my people people like, hey, I want to audition for this role. Oh, I can't. Sorry, my wife's playing that role, or my brother's playing that role. It's like, okay, man, all right, but you got. I think you should. I mean, yes, he's earned that right. He's earned that position to I can do what the fuck I want, and as he should. He's a great filmmaker. Don't get me wrong, but if he's going to say I'm putting this brother in this role, whatever, that's that. It's like, okay, man, you're it's kind of obvious about it. But I don't think Zack Levi has the right to his opinion. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a good look. If you want a job with him down the road, I wouldn't say anything. You could come back as a different character in the DC world, but I don't think it's a good look when you trash talk other actors, other filmmakers, because it gets you nowhere. It makes you kind of look very low, or kind of it's not very classy, if you ask me. I know a little bit of a ramble and rant, but
he really should have kept that to himself.
Yeah, just don't say anything, man. Don't say anything.
Now it makes him look petty.
Makes him look petty, exactly. Exactly. It makes him look petty. It makes you kind of look pathetic. It makes you kind of look like, oh man, what the fuck, man? Dude. Again, I'm sorry. Your Shazam movie, last one was ass. It sucked, but also too, I think your studio kind of fucked you over when they told him when we were booting this franchise. And look, that movie flopped. Black Adam did not do well, unfortunately. The Flash flopped. Aquaman 2 is probably gonna drown this weekend, unfortunately. So I think he should have been more mad about, hey, yeah, people aren't seeing my movie. It's not fully on you, but also look at your studio. Your studio cut your legs off before you all could run because they said, by the way, you're having new characters in a year thanks to James Gunn. See ya. So he should have been more mad at his studio, at his producers, like, yo, man, what the fuck? Like you kind of ruined us. You kind of ruined our box office. So, but it is what it is. But I really do think that if anything to learn from this, Zack Levi should have been like, you know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'll do another true crime, do drama, true life story movie, whatever.
Yeah. No, what I would have done, I would have reached out to James Gunn, like, hey man,
exactly.
The Shazam probably isn't going to continue. Is there maybe another role that I can play in your DCU? Because they already have they met when Gunn was trying to make when Gunn was making the first Guardians movie, because Levi auditioned for Star-Lord, and Gunn was like, hey, for Star-Lord, but go audition for Shazam. And then he got Shazam, so it's like maybe you shouldn't have been shit talking, bro.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
If that was the intention behind, I don't know if that was a tweet or a live comment he made. If it was talking shit, then it's that's petty and that was just unwise. You shouldn't have did that. Or I don't know if he meant it in a joking way or what, but just the way that it reads is kind of you just sound like you're upset.
It's not a good look.
It's not. It's not.
Not a good look. You look like Crybaby, and again, you work in Hollywood, man. You have a lot of great roles. You're very privileged. You're very lucky to have that life. Just don't make you can. This is why people have therapists. This is why people have diaries and journals. Keep that shit to yourself. Don't put it on Twitter. Don't put it on whatever, because it makes you look right. It looks, like you said, Nick, it looks to be petty and kind of man, what the fuck? It's come on, man. You're better than this. But again, I digress. Is there any other movies that you saw that you were like, oh, I can't wait for this movie, but you walked out kind of still heartbroken or disappointed?
Let me think. Let me see. Expendables, I guess. That movie was Indiana Jones for sure, because I was so excited to see that movie, man. You telling me James Mangold from Logan is directing this movie?
We were so hyped, dude. We were so hyped,
bro. And it was just kind of the ending was just kind of too easy, and it was just it didn't feel as special as it didn't feel special like it did when I was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time, or the Temple of Doom for the first time, or Hell, even low key, a Crystal Skull for the first time, you know,
Right.
because I'm like after like damn, is Crystal Skull better than Dial of Destiny?
I think Dial of Destiny's a bit better, but in terms of like, I don't think it's the proper ending that
Yeah,
Indy should have gotten, and I think
yeah,
Disney.
it didn't feel right. Like it didn't
No,
click.
it didn't. What I heard too is that they reshot a few things too. I heard
Oh yeah.
and also too, again, I remember I was texting you, I'm like, oh bro, I can't believe they got James Mangold, because when Spielberg said no, they got James Mangold. I was like, oh, let's go, baby, let's go, Logan, Ford versus Ferrari, let's fucking go, man. These guys are on fire right now, and I don't blame him. I think it's someone that I mentioned multiple times on the show. Her leadership and her kind of like not understanding these characters the way that she thinks she does. But you know, I don't think it needed to be more polished, or I mean, I won't say anything because the movie's still kind of fresh. It's on Disney Plus now. That ending, Nick, that ending, I'll say, he should have stayed. I think it would have been cooler if he stayed there. If that makes sense.
What movie?
The new Indiana Jones.
Oh, didn't watch it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say anything for you. It's still like it's new, I guess, to a degree.
Yeah,
But
go
like,
ahead and spoil it. I don't give a shit.
no, I'm gonna keep it sound for our listeners too. I'll spoil another time. But
Understandable, yeah.
that scene, Nick, where they go someplace, he should have
Yeah,
stayed there. That makes sense.
I'm with you. Because I'm like, yeah, it would have been more impactful.
100%. Or if they use the dial more, if they utilize that dial more in the movie, so at the very end, because that goes to that one place, it would have been like cool. I want to see again, if you're gonna do like time manipulation, time like different vortex or whatever, do some Back to the Future shit. Do some kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
go back
you
in
gotta
time.
do some crazy shit. You gotta do some crazy shit with it. You can't just like the one thing, and it's kind of like okay. Like I was expecting more, because also I like time travel stuff a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And that's some of my favorite shit to see in movies.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Mangold would have handled that perfectly.
I'll just throw this out there. Speaking of time travel movies, check out Predestination with Ethan Hawke. That's my favorite time travel movie ever, bro.
That's on my list. I still gotta watch that. It's no, not Paul Schrader. Michael and Peter Spierig. What did they do? Oh, they did fucking Jigsaw for that.
Did they do Daybreakers?
Yes, they did. Daybreakers
yes. Also with Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe.
Daybreakers is a very underrated movie. Very
underrated. I love that movie.
It's a very underrated movie.
That movie. And they did a new concept in that movie that no one used, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Those guys, but those guys had two movies that flopped terribly, and they've been kind of silent since. They did Jigsaw in 2017. And then they had a movie called Winchester with Helen Mirren.
No, that was them.
Yeah,
Winchester was whack.
I heard it was terrible.
Winchester
I remember seeing that trailer with you in college.
And it was based on a true story, but the true story was more interesting than the movie.
When did that came? I thought it came out our sophomore year of college, the week before Black Panther. That's hilarious.
Oh my god! That's why I don't know and remember it. You can't go against Black Panther, bro. That's
stupid.
Crazy.
Stupid, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So man, I think you're on the same page with Indiana Jones. But any other ones you want to mention?
No, that's it for me. All me.
Some things that I would definitely agree with you on. A lot of stuff that's on my list as well. All right, Sergio, my friend, what are some movies that you probably saw with me actually, or saw in general that you were like, okay, I can't wait for this movie, bro. It's gonna be so good, and you ended up walking out or ending or saying, man, that fucking sucked.
We both saw this movie, fucking Lucy.
It's on my list.
Fucking garbage, man.
That's on my list too.
Oh my god, dude, Lucy was horrible. Because here's the thing, I have no problem with people being atheists and people's personal views on evolution and how the world came to be and humans came to be. I have no problem. Just to market a movie like that as an action movie and not hint at all what this movie is really about it gave, like me and you were expecting this dope ass action movie,
Yeah, Luke
and then
Besson. Yeah.
and then we had about 10, 20 minutes of action, and then the rest of the movie was just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, where it's just like, oh, she's everywhere.
Yeah, bro. She turned to a flash drive. That pissed me off, bro. That shit's
She
like
turned to
spoiler
a
for
flash
Lucy.
drive.
10 years later. Sorry, guys.
She unlocked her brain and was able to meet the first quote unquote human, I guess, or the ancestors of human. What was the name of the monkey?
Lucy.
Lucy. That right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Monkey with Lucy. Like what?
So yeah, Lucy was one. It was just, I feel like they shouldn't have marketed it off as an action movie. Like, you could do it in a smarter way. A lot of action people don't want to see a movie like that because you don't want to like have this giant scientific ending where you're just like, what the fuck? What happened to all the fighting and the action and the guns?
Oh yeah, and they wasted Morgan Freeman, man. Oh
They
my
really
god.
did. They really did. So there's that movie. Uh, I had low expectations for Chirac already. Didn't want to see it, but me and you saw it, part of it at least.
Oh yeah.
That was a trash movie. People loved it though. To each their own. Not Chicago people, but to each their own. Man, what else can I think of? I've shit on so many movies, and now I'm drawing a blank. Let's see. And it's so hard to think about. Another movie I was disappointed about that looked good. I don't know. I'm usually pretty right about the movies I wouldn't like.
I respect
Like
it.
usually, because like you see a movie and just like it looks like a movie I wouldn't enjoy. And it's that's just how I am, very much so, where it's just like I don't want to watch that because I know I wouldn't like it. So I usually don't watch movies I would dislike. Man.
Lucy was on my list too.
Yeah, well, not
Oh, what
surprising.
about Last Jedi? I remember you guys were like walking out like fuck this
Oh,
movie.
fuck yeah,
Last
dude.
Jedi
Fuck
for
that
sure.
movie,
You too,
dude.
Nick?
Like, you know what? I didn't like Last Jedi the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, I enjoyed it.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it since it came out, and I have a cool steelbook of it because I wanted the whole collection of it on my Blu-ray. But yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I've seen
because I feel like it's like with the overall like narrative of the sequel trilogy, it really just doesn't fit. But if you watch it just kind of like on its own, basically, then it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting because they had a bunch of interesting concepts, but it was just like you had two directors trying to do two different things in the same trilogy. So that's why it's all like fucked up. If it was just all Rian Johnson's trilogy, then it probably would have been dope, and like The Last Jedi would have like made more sense, and it wouldn't have felt so like out of place. Or if it was all Abrams trilogy, then The Last Jedi wouldn't happen, and then Rise of Skywalker probably would have been flames because The Force Awakens was dope. So then if he was just like, well, I'm gonna do part 2, and then like that one will be dope, and then the third one will be dope. So yeah.
That's my guy. Fucking spot on. I could not agree more with you, and it's sad that movie could have been that trilogy could have been something like amazing, but Kathleen Kennedy and Disney does not understand Star Wars, if you ask me. But that's another conversation for another time.
It was I fucking hated
I remember,
that
I
movie.
just
The
remember
Last
walking
Jedi.
because I saw it when I saw it the first time with my dad. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, it was cool. It was cool. I was like, oh, Force Awakens shits on this movie. Force Awakens is fucking awesome, and I'll stand by my love for that movie any day of the fucking week. Um, and then I remember seeing it with my dad one day. I was like, oh, it was cool. It was fine. I was like, okay. Because also I didn't love Rogue One the way everyone else did. I thought Rogue One was cool, but I just kind of felt this kind of like except for like the Forrest Whitaker, Donnie Yen, and also the Vader scenes and the beach scenes kind of cool. But to me, I kind of felt just like, all right, it's a prequel to the original trilogy. I guess. It's fine. But then I was definitely more invested in like the new trilogy storyline. And then I remember like seeing it opening to my dad. I was like, oh, this was okay. And then I remember seeing I saw it again. I saw it again with you, Joe. I saw it with you, Sebastian, TJ, and Eduardo. And I remember y'all didn't see it yet, so I saw it with you guys. And I remember Nick. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've never seen a group of dudes angry at a movie the way I saw with these guys.
Oh
Like we
my
walked out of the
god.
movie, bro. Because went back to visit them in Chicago for a weekend. And I walked out. Sebastian was pissed. Joel was pissed. Eduardo was mad. TJ was
Damn.
hella mad. And I was like, "What's up, guys?" And you're like, "Man," they were like, "Yo, man, fuck this movie."
It's good.
I,
It's shit. Because as a
I
follower
was
of
like,
Star Wars, the trilogy, and like what everything was set up to be, and then completely changed. Some random Asian chick with this like weird out of nowhere romance, right?
not
With
so,
Finn.
yeah,
The longest fucking chase in history. That chase, by the way, I thought this was like the same day, maybe like a few days. No, this was like several weeks, probably like several weeks, like 2, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. Chase going on. Like you're telling me y'all were chased throughout the galaxy. They couldn't destroy your shields for that long, and like just it was. And then everything with I hate
yeah.
that movie.
Get it out, Joe.
It was
Get
just
it out.
Princess Leia out of fucking nowhere using Force.
Oh yeah, that could have,
Dude, she's Force sensitive. She doesn't have any Force power, right? She is
yeah,
Force sensitive. There's difference. Okay? And
yeah,
then how they mutilated fucking Luke Skywalker.
yeah.
Turning him into Bear Grylls, making the drinking alien titty milk, right? That was
Which you
weird.
can buy now at Disney, believe it or not.
I would try it.
I
I've heard
wouldn't.
I've heard it's good, unfortunately.
I'm
I would
not.
try it. Hell yeah.
I'm not
It's
gonna try it.
I'm
it's
like,
I'm
probably
gonna.
it's probably
bartender,
over. It's
let me get
probably
some of that green alien titty milk juice. Thank you.
Okay.
that'll be $40. That'll be $40.
Nah,
Because
send it
fucking
back.
Disney.
$40. Oh,
Oh, what the
hell no.
shit. Fucking Disney, man. You know, Disney probably like, yeah, man,
Just
you want
pour some
this?
of it in my hand for $5.
Yeah, yeah. You little sip.
Yeah.
Little taste. Little, little, little
Like,
sip. Little taste. Yeah, but I literally remember the vibe of that of you guys. Like we had brunch afterwards too. And I remember like I'm telling you, Nick, these guys were like mad. Like I've never seen. I've seen Joel mad at a movie before with him multiple times, but I didn't see Sebastian mad at a movie before or TJ. And these guys were fucking just mad, and they were like, man, fuck this movie. And I literally remember like the scene where
And they
Luke
did.
throws, where Luke throws the saber over his back, whatever. I remember Joel, clear as day, Joel goes, excuse me? And I was laughing.
I
We were
was
like,
so
Joel was like, what?
flabbergasted, my guy. I was so lost for words. I was like, oh, ow, what is this? Like, I thought, like, I missaw. I was like lost on what the fuck was happening. I was it.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it for my own viewing. Like again, I own it because I feel like I can rewatch. I'll rewatch that trilogy again and like that thing. But you're right. I could not agree more. If it was JJ's trilogy, that would have been pristine. If that was Ryan's trilogy, done. They did that thing where again it was just okay. There was no clear direction. There was no clear there was no clear like, hey, this is the plan. How Kevin Feige had a plan for the MCU for the first 10 years with from Endgame from Iron Man to Endgame. There was no plan. It was basically cool. Director 1, here's your story. Director 2, here's your story. Director 3, here's your story. Oh, by the way, I don't let your last movie flop. Director 3, you're fired. We're gonna have JJ come back. Cool, JJ, do your thing. JJ was kind of like, well, shit. And I was like, all right. And I think he was kind of like, I'm doing it because I love Star Wars, but I don't have an idea. And then sure enough, people didn't like Rise of Skywalker. I like the for what it is. It's not terrible, but it's just fine. It's just fine.
I'm gonna blame production, and I'm also gonna blame the fandom because the fandom was bitching and
Very
complaining.
Toxic. Very toxic.
Because they're just like, oh, it's the first movie in a long time. JJ just only wanted to set up the story, and then said, I don't want to do another one because he wanted different directors to add their own spin on things to add to the story to make it interesting and make it good. But because the fandom complained and bitched so much, production was like, oh, we can't do this. Throughout the original script said change everything, and Rian Johnson got fucked. I'll say that. The story
100%.
was shit. The story was completely shit. So production and the fandom, stop being a little whiny baby. Sometimes just let things
100%.
fall. Like, it wasn't a bad start to a movie. It's a new generation, right? A new lead people. He set up a story. That was it. That's all. And then people bitched about it. It was ridiculous. They added new things and then a few similarities to the old movie. To do callbacks, to be like, all right, I see where this is. I see how this can start. I see where this is at. I enjoyed it. And then people bitched, and it was just, and then we got that
Toxic.
fucking atrocity of Last Jedi.
There's a guy I used to listen to, not so much anymore. He's a guy named Christian Harloff. He's a big critic, a YouTuber. He's been around for a long, long time. And back when he was doing a show on Collider, he's a Star Wars kind of like expert too. And I kind of agree with the statement to a degree because I really do like Rian Johnson when he's not doing Star Wars stuff. I love Looper. I love Knives Out. The first Knives Out, I did not like the Knives Out 2 at all. But I think I'll say this: The Last Jedi is a well-made Rian Johnson movie. It is a bad Star Wars movie. It's well made, but it is a bad Star Wars movie. How I feel about Iron Man 3 too. Iron Man 3 is a bad Marvel superhero movie. It's a very well-made movie from Shane Black and Robert Downey Jr., don't get me wrong, but it is a bad MCU Marvel movie. And I think Last Jedi, I think Ryan and DJ have beef for what happened. I mean, it is what it is. I think if these guys were smart, they would have been like, yo, hey, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, I want to get in a room with JJ and Ryan. JJ, hey, I want to meet with Ryan. Ryan should go, hey, I want to meet with JJ. Just have a fucking idea. Or at the time that Colin Trevorrow was going to do, the last one. Guys, get in a fucking room. Don't go with the production. Don't go with the Disney says. Guys, you are all grown-ass men and directors, filmmakers. Y'all use your agents, use your managers, speak with each other. And guess what? Talk. You guys are filmmakers. So many people I know. There's Sean Father, Ryan Coogler, Jordan Peele, Christopher Nolan, Greta Gerwig. Like, they talk to other filmmakers. That's the thing about in that industry. If you have that access to it, talk to them. Hey, I'm doing this movie too. Again, I thoughts, ideas. Let's talk about it. You shouldn't have to go through a producer who, I'm sorry, again, Kathleen Kennedy has not ran Disney. She's not ran Lucasfilm at all, if you ask me, minus the first Star Wars movie and Mandalorian for what it is. They should have talked. You guys should have had an idea. It is what it is. But there was no plan with that trilogy whatsoever. But again, that's on my list as well. Any other movies, Joe, you want to throw in there before I do mine? Could be from any time in the world. You watch it at home. You watch it in TV. You watch it in films, theaters. Could be anything.
Like I said, I really don't watch movies that I know I won't like, so I can't think of any movie that I was just like, oh, I was completely disappointed in. Because you'll tell me a movie, watch it, and I've watched movies that you've enjoyed that I felt like I wouldn't like it, and I've changed my mind, and then others that I was just like, no, I was right.
Yeah.
So I just know myself so well, and so I can't really think of movies that really stuck with me all this time. I'll probably remember like a few days down the road, like of a movie that. But right
Yeah,
now
no,
I
for sure.
can't think about like, dude. I went on your Voodoo. I was like, no, these movies I hate. I went on Hulu. I'm on Amazon right now. It's like, well, I either don't know the movie or I watched it and I enjoyed it. you know? So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, I don't. So
It's
yeah, no, I can't think of a movie that I've seen where I was like, I had a high expectation. Maybe there's a movie you'll mention that I'll be like, oh yeah,
I got a
yeah.
lot. I got a lot. Trust. I won't go through all of them
Because
like in depth.
I
Yeah.
do remember me and you talking about movies, but I feel like a lot of times we get disappointed before the movie comes out.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
for
what I
sure.
mean? By
Oh, for
hearing about some of
sure.
the news of it.
Oh
I'll
God.
I'll say Venom. I'm gonna say
Really?
Venom
Really?
because I wanted Venom to be a rated R movie. Tom Hardy acted. The actors acted their heart out, but the story was weakened because it wasn't a rated R movie. It felt lacking. So I was very very disappointed by that. But overall, because of the acting, it came out well. I enjoyed it, but I was disappointed because Disney decided to ruin everything like they usually fucking do.
Did you like Carnage? You like Venom 2? Let there be Carnage or nah? Same thing.
Yeah, the story is still lacking. I did enjoy
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson has Carnage. I think the acting was phenomenal. They did so well acting wise, but the story
Yeah.
was weak. The
Yeah.
story was weak, and more than like if it was rated R movie, it would have been a completely different movie because they wouldn't have had to hold back. This one,
Well,
it's them being held back and having restraints.
I really think as that trilogy closes next year or year after whenever it comes out, when Tom Hardy says goodbye to that character, if we don't see Spider-Man, I think it's a huge missed opportunity that we never saw
Oh, for
them.
sure.
I mean, we saw him. You're right, Nick. I mean, we saw. I mean, I literally remember. I remember seeing the first Venom with you and Moses, Nick, and we're like, "Oh, it was good." We walked in. We walked same thing, Joe. We all walked in like everyone's like, "Oh, it's so bad or it's so terrible." But me and Moses and Nick were like, "What? We're gonna go in for our own expectations." And so too, we were making jokes the entire time. Me, Nick, and Moses were cracking up. We were making hella jokes to ourselves throughout the movie. Like, Nick was cracking me up. Moses was cracking me up. We're kind of make each other laugh, whatever. And we had a fun time. And I remember seeing Carnage with Nick, 2 years ago, and that post credit scene. I remember me and Nick were like, "What the fuck? Oh my god, this is what the fuck? It's happening! Fucking Venom and Spider Man. Here we go, here we go." And I remember like the hype for No Way Home was like even like through the roof. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's gonna happen finally!" And I was very vocal about this after seeing No Way Home with Nick, Kalen, and Zeta. I was saying, okay, yes, that post credit scene, there's a little bit of goo, a little bit of symbiote left from that, but that was a waste. If you ask, that was kind of a waste of like
Bro,
that was the biggest cock tease ever.
it fucking was like No Way Home was so good. It made me forget that Venom wasn't in the movie until the end
Exactly.
credit scene. Like
Thank
when he
you.
showed up at the end, I was
Yes.
like, wait a second, wait, what the?
Yes.
He wasn't even in the movie.
Yes.
Like,
And
bro, it's like it makes the whole tease from the first one, or not from the first one, but from Venom 2, where he sees Tom Holland Spider-Man on the at first. It's like, what was the point of that? But actually, someone pointed out that uh like at the time when like everybody like in No Way Home, when everyone is being like transported to this 616 or like Earth 99 universe, whichever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like someone pointed out that when Venom in his end credit scene got transported, it was before Doctor Strange actually did the spell. Because when he was watching the television, like that was right when Spider-Man had been that was right when Spider-Man had been revealed to be Peter Parker. That wasn't when that was before Doctor Strange did the spell. So it was like, okay,
shit,
so
you're right.
why or how did he get there? Now either something else is going on or it was literally just a mistaken continuity.
Yeah, true.
They be doing that shit sometimes, but that would be really interesting if it was something else. But it would also be like, okay, but he was still there in the main Marvel universe, so why not have him interact with everybody? Like, why do that? That's mad fucking irritating. The more I think about that end credit scene, the more irritated I get. Because it's like you could have legit had him be there. Like you could have low key did Black Suit Spider-Man after, spoiler alert, after Aunt May died. Maybe it might clog up the movie a little bit low key, but unless you wanted to like, oh well, this is just like No Way Home Part 1 and then like No Way Home Part 2 is him like, now we see him doing like the whole I'm the Black Suit Spider-Man thing and like it's him coming back from that like character arc or whatever, da 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 da. But
would have been sick. Would have been sick, bro. It would have been. I'll bet you this right now. I heard a rumor that Andrew Garfield might show up in Venom 3. That'd be awesome, but I doubt it. I doubt they're gonna do that. I'll be fucking
they need to do
awesome. I highly doubt in Venom 3 we're gonna see Spider-Man or a Spider-Man, whoever it is, Tom, Toby, or Andrew in Venom 3. And I don't think they're going to do Venom and symbiote. Because Tom Holland has, I believe, one more movie left in his contract after No Way Home, and I think that I don't think they're going to show a symbiote in the next Spider-Man. Personally, I think they might be like, you know what, we'll hit for another movie, or maybe another post-credit scene where the symbiote finally got to New York from fucking Mexico, from No Way Home, but. I really doubt we're gonna see any of that in the movie. I could be wrong. I love to be proven wrong about stuff. I really hope I am wrong about that. But I have a gut feeling they're gonna be like, yeah, we'll save it for another time, or we're gonna end Tom Hardy's Venom's trilogy on a non-Spider-Man interaction minus the post-credit scene. But who knows? I could be wrong. But
yeah, kind of interesting.
I also thought about another movie.
Yeah, dude, Black Suit. Go ahead, Joe.
Spring Breakers.
Yeah. That movie.
Me and Doug got a lot of anticipation and excitement for that movie because I was like, oh, it looks hella dope, Well, we were horny teenagers and
also very true.
Girls, spring break. Exactly we were excited for college. We were excited because we were like, oh man, college will be like this, and then it never. Well, for me, it never did. And so party
like that. Definitely not as hyper violent.
Look at my shit. Look at my shit.
Before we saw the movie, anyways, we were excited because Selena Gomez is fine as self, and it seemed like a fun spring break movie. We were like, all right, for sure, looks like a good movie. Looks like partying, all this shit, like gonna get crazy. We watched it. Selena Gomez left, and it turned into a whole different movie. James Franco's character, who was based off the rapper, what's his name?
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff. There you go. Thank you so much, Shaq. And that was it was weird. It was weird. We always say this. After Selena Gomez left, the movie was shit.
Yeah, bro. And those sex scenes are so uncomfortable.
Dude, the gun-sucking one was weird. It was just strange.
And that movie...
Gucci Man, my daughter hungry.
The big pile of weed.
The two girls standing in the middle of the field back to back killing a giant compound of thugs as they wearing bulletproof vests and they have like AKs and shit, and these two girls both are dual wielding pistols back to back, standing still, in bikinis and ski
Never
masks.
reload. They never reload.
Never reloaded, killed
Mm.
everybody. And then Gucci Man in the hot tub didn't act surprised and died dumbly. It was the worst fucking movie ever. It felt like someone started a movie idea, got really high off of some random ass drugs, and then decided to make this fucking shit movie. It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah.
Dude, that's how he's laughing when Joel says that. My baby hungry. My baby wants to
Sell
eat.
your weed.
And Joel goes, then sell your fucking weed.
Yeah, mountain of weed. To complain, my baby hungry. I know it's supposed to be like a metaphor, like this man selling on my streets,
Yeah.
taking my money, blah blah blah. Like I knew it back then, but I was like, yeah, you be fine. You own a compound.
Miami.
This dude is sucking gun dick with two twins that share women and do everything together in a weird incestual way. Like fucking, I
Wait,
wouldn't have been threatened.
before I do my list real quick, Nick, have you seen Spring Breakers before?
I have not, but I heard about it.
It's I can't say watch it, but I would do love your feedback if you ever watch it.
Okay.
It's a fucking it's really like this is early A24, so like the first A24 movies. And
Oh,
man,
wow.
how far they've come, my friend. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
How
I
far
do
they've
like
come.
A24.
It's definitely like before A24 was kind of polished
Everyone
and
does.
stuff. I'm gonna do my list real quick. I'm gonna do some kind of rapid fire. First off, I already said Indiana Jones 5 with you, Nick. I said Lucy with you, Joe, and obviously we said Lucy and Last Jedi. Uh, Out the bat for me is Jack Reacher 2. I fucking love the first Jack Reacher so much. I love that movie. Probably one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies of all time. I thought 2 was atrocious. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, what if they ruined this character? Chris McCord didn't do this one. I was like, oh, that's not good. When we left the project, and I was like, ooh, and it's so soap drama, soap opera. It's awful. It is awful. The budget looks so cheap. The acting's terrible. The violence is so corny. Ugh, gross. Glass, unfortunately, I love Unbreakable. Probably favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie of all time is Unbreakable. And I loved Split. Split to me, that twist at the end, I was like, oh fuck yeah, here we go. And I'm so hyped. I don't think he nailed the ending landed the ending, when it came to Glass. And a lot of cool things about it. I think McAvoy's phenomenal in his different roles. Sam Jackson's good when he wants to talk, and Bruce Willis was kind of being Bruce Willis, unfortunately. But I don't think it tied the way it all did in this movie. So I do like put some parts of it for sure. The opening fight scene between Bruce Willis and James McAvoy, cool. Other than that, yeah, nope. Guardians 2. I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians 2 to me had a bit of it was too jokey at times. I'm like, okay, it was shot real well. Don't get me wrong. I love all the acting for sure, and I love Kurt Russell as the villain. It just to me was a little too jokey, and I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of getting annoying after a little bit. Glass Onion. I fucking love the first Knives Out. One of my favorite movies of 2019. Love that movie. And when I heard Netflix was buying them for like half a bill for our Netflix, I was like, oh no. And also how they kind of ruined that theatrical experience with this movie. They kind of like said, oh, it flopped. Well, you put it in 500 theaters. Yeah, it flopped. It made a lot of money. You put it in those select theaters, and AMC and Regal allowed you guys to have movies the first time ever in their theaters, and you guys kind of fucked them over. So, to the point, it's definitely a big step down from the first Knives Out. I think it was kind of too parodying of its own self. And I thought the twist wasn't as kind of like fulfilling or as rewarding as the first one was. And I think besides Leslie Odom Jr., who I adore, I think everyone's kind of wasted in this one. I think the first one had a better cast. Oh, Janelle Monáe was great. Janelle Monáe, Edward Norton, and Leslie Odom Jr. was great. Everyone else I thought was kind of not acting well, if you ask me. Amsterdam, love, great cast. David O. Russell fan for the most part. Big disappointment. Thought it was kind of Me Time. This movie with Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg, I wanted to fucking rip my hair out. This movie was terrible. And I'm pretty sure I saw that at a screening in person. I almost walked out. This movie's terrible. I wanted to walk out, bro. This movie was awful. I love Kevin Hart, big Mark Wahlberg fan. This movie fucking sucks. And I was like, wow, whoever agreed to this movie, Kevin Hart produced it. Guys, what the fuck are y'all thinking? This movie is terrible. It has a 4% Rotten Tomatoes. That's very generous if you ask me. It should be at least a 1 or a 2 or a 0 because that movie is garbage.
That's not surprising.
That movie is garbage. That movie is garbage. They have good chemistry. The movie's not funny at all. At all. It sucks. It's not funny at all, dude. And then they had this kind of stupid, weird, like, oh, conspiracy theory. He's a data thief kind of thing out of nowhere. And I was like, where did this come from? This makes no sense. Where did this come from? This makes no sense. Thought it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I know Joel might hate me for this one. I thought the Russo Brothers Cherry movie was garbage. I know Joe's a fan of this movie.
I can see why people don't like it. Me personally, I did enjoy it though.
The scene. Have you seen it, Nick?
No, I haven't. It didn't interest me.
To me, the Russos doing this as their follow up to Endgame was a stupid move. I thought, wow, you're gonna follow up Endgame with this? What are y'all thinking? And it's way too long. And the scene, spoiler alert, sorry, Nick. There's a camera shot where you see someone's asshole. And I was like, I'm out.
That one was unnecessary.
Definitely not watching that.
I didn't like that scene.
You hear like the noise too. I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this movie. I'm done. Again, I grew up. Another one. Love Eddie Murphy. I love the first Coming to America. Coming to America was garbage. Second one, I love the first one.
I forgot about that movie.
Oh my! I love the first one. And I Dolomite just came out the year before. So the premiere of that movie with Moses in L.A. I love Dolomite as my name. Like Eddie Murphy's back, baby. Here we go. I knew it was in trouble when Paramount sold it to Amazon Prime. They go, hey, we're gonna sell it to you guys. Good luck. And then the first one is rated R. This one was PG-13. And when a sequel does that, it's a bad sign. It's a very bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I was like, man, this movie fucking sucks. I was like, wow. I'm like, this is a big letdown. Come on, Eddie, you're better than this. And I love the first one. Whack. One that I was so hyped to go see, I think we didn't even see it in college, Nick, was fucking Gemini Man. And I was so hyped for Gemini Man.
Yo, bro. Gemini Man, that was amazing.
I was not.
Bro.
Wait, was that Nick?
That Gemini Man was a major disappointment because the
dude,
whole premise was like, yo, this is interesting, but also they kind of showed the twist in the trailer, and then the movie was just like, okay, it's like y'all are making it seem like a big deal, but it's like we already knew that this was gonna happen. Like there wasn't really a twist in it. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Dude,
I did. I thought that movie was gonna be fucking lame as shit. Not gonna lie.
I remember seeing it Chapter 2 with you guys when you came out to visit us, Joe, with Tim and Sebastian. I remember you, me, and said the trailer for it, and me and Nick were like, "Yo, fuck you, Gemini Man," and Joel goes, "Nope." And Joel was like, "Nope." He goes, I'm telling you, it's gonna be lame. And me and Nick were like, "No, fuck you, man, it's gonna be good, bro. It's gonna be good." I mean, the trailer had us hyped. But I remember as soon as the James Smith song Icon was playing in the trailer, Joel goes, "Ugh, of course they're playing his son's song in this trailer."
Dude, it was such a. Here's the thing. I love Will Smith.
Hey, he slaps.
But there is, if you look back and watch and check out the movies that he's made in the past, you can tell that there's similarities to some of his movies where you're just like, this is a Will Smith movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a movie with Will Smith. No, it's a Will Smith movie. And I was just like, no. I was like, this seems like something he would do, and he would focus it around himself. And it's just like, I don't want to watch this. And like you said, they gave away the twist. Like the movie would have probably been a lot better if they didn't give away what was happening. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have liked it still. But I think people's perception of the movie would have been a lot better if they didn't give away that, oh my god, there's a clone of him.
And the positive thing I'll say about this movie, I thought the de-aging looked phenomenal. The de-aging looked
De-aging was
really good, right?
Yeah, de-aging was pretty solid, not gonna lie.
And I really do like it was shot in 60 FPS, whatever the frame is, the frame rate of is, and that was cool because I have a Samsung TV, and everything that we watch on the Samsung TV, it's kind of like set to that kind of like fast motion kind of thing. People don't like it. I personally do. I think it looks really fucking cool, and most movies are shot in 23.98 frame rate. The 60 frame rate was really cool, if you ask me, in this movie, but people didn't like it either. But yeah, it is what it is. Man, I was so hyped for it. I remember watching during COVID with my dad. I was like, man, fuck this movie. I'm like, Ang Lee, bro, I still don't forgive you for that boo boo ass Hulk movie. I don't forgive you. I don't forgive you for this either. I don't forgive you this either because shame on you. You know, again, big Damien Chazelle fan. I love Whiplash. I love La La Land. I really like Babylon on it too. I thought his first man biopic was boring, or as Drake says, embarrassing. I thought this was a snore fest. I was like, oh cool, it's gonna be shot in IMAX, it's gonna have Ryan Gosling, it's gonna have Spielberg producing. Bro, I tell you, I had a fight to stay awake for this movie. I was fighting in my sleep. I was like, yo, gotta stay awake. And I was so bored watching it at home. I'm like, wow. And I watched it. I'm like, this movie kind of sucks. Again, love Ryan Gosling, not up to his own. There's no emotion to this movie. It's so soulless. And I'm like, man, I'm out. I thought it was disappointing from everyone from a directing, technical, acting standpoint. Project Power. I love Jimmy Fox. He's one of my favorite actors. He's one of my favorite people of all time. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Let's go. I'm hyped for this one. Cool concept. It was during COVID. Let's go. Fuck this movie. I despise this movie. I don't hate anything. I despise this movie. It was so whack. The violence was so watered down for a rated R movie. The script was terrible. The story really made no fucking sense. And I was like, wow, I was hyped for this movie. I was hyped by the premise of it all. Loved the cast. Movie was whack. Whack. This movie was such a letdown. Man, MGK, bro, stop acting, please. Please stop acting. You are not good. You are not a good actor. Please stop. Ugh. Irishman, as you also people on the show, Irishman was a big letdown. I think it was 4 hours way too long. CGI, the de-aging looked terrible. It just to me it was a big letdown. It's like, oh, this is Scorsese going back to kind of the mobster, kind of like like the mafia kind of thing. You got Pesci, you got De Niro, you got Pacino. Yep, and they should stay retired because this movie was a big letdown, way too long, and wait till you hear for another episode. Probably, I'm gonna do my review for Kills of the Flower Moon on a different episode. Same thing. I was more generous with Kills of the Flower Moon, but same thing. It's way too fucking long. Like Scorsese, man, bring these movies back to 2 hours, 2:30, 2:45 tops. They don't have to be 3.5 hours, 4 hours long. You don't. Please stop doing this. It's making me mad. So that's by putting my Irishman. Dark Phoenix, as we all probably know. Yeah, Nick. You already know.
Atrocious.
You already know what I'm gonna say. And people hated Apocalypse. It's not a good movie, but I liked Apocalypse more because of Dark Phoenix.
Damn.
And that's saying something. I don't know, Bryan Singer's weird ass and his fucking, dipshit, him as a person. Mm-hmm. So that to me, I was just like, yeah, no. And then also Simon Kinberg, who I like as a writer, as a producer. This is his first time directing a movie. Should have waited, bro. Should have waited. I know making a movie is very hard and very difficult, but my man, this wasn't the one for you, dog. And there's a reason why Disney goes, yep, we're rebooting all of this X-Men now because fuck this, because this movie was whack. So, yeah, it is what it is. Speaking of Bryan Singer, Bohemian Rhapsody, I told this to Nick, actually, remember this all too well.
Oh, I
saw the two same people, and I was okay. Also, I wasn't feeling that good, too. I already bought my tickets. I'm going to see these guys. Okay, I want to see this movie, but, it's what it is. And I'm a big biopic fan to a degree. Like, I love Straight Outta Compton, my favorite music biopic. That is a perfect biopic. Great acting. Ice Cube kills it as a producer. F. Gary Gray's a phenomenal director, if you ask me. His O'Shea Jr. was great. The whole cast was great. That's my favorite biopic of all time. And I'm like, cool. I want some kind of again, I'm not a Queen fan, but I get Rami Malek fan. I like the cast, whatever. I like the cinematographer. Cool. I was okay. I was like, okay, it happened. It ended. Like, okay, it was fine, bro. These two guys were like, what do you mean it was fine? What do you mean it was fine? I was like, it was just fine. Are you kidding me? But you love Infinity War over this? And I was like, what the fuck are you comparing it to? That makes no goddamn sense. And I was like, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck are y'all talking about? And on the way home, bro, we walked from the theater to our apartments at the time, whole time. I can't believe you like this movie, man. I'm appalled. Okay, well, keep waiting, bitch. Like, I'm not gonna like this movie anymore on the way home, bro. So we keep crying, man. Call me an ambulance. And bro, they were shitting on me like, oh man, you don't understand the movie, bro. I don't understand a Queen biopic about the singer about Freddie Mercury. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fuck you very much. I do. I was like, I do. And I thought it was okay, bro. I was chastised. I was like, okay, bro. I was like, what? Never again. Never again. And should not ever talk with them ever again for good riddance. I was like, nope, I'm doing that. Last
Yeah.
Jedi. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like because I remember like around that time because when was that like freshman year or sophomore year
Junior
at
year.
ASU? That was
Junior
junior
year.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2010.
I remember like around that time, like the first like three or like the first like 2-3 years of college, man. It was like there was this kind of we were entering into this era where like people didn't like it if you had a different opinion than them.
Exactly.
And it's like
Yes.
if I like this movie and you dislike it, then oh shit, now we're enemies. Now it's on site, and it's like
Yeah,
it got
exactly.
really fucking weird.
Makes no sense. It
Yeah,
makes
it's
no
like
sense.
yeah, to
And
each
they were
their own. I always say.
exactly, and those two people were very guilty of that. They were very guilty of that, no matter what. And I was like, okay, bro. I was like, okay. And I just remember, I remember seeing you the next day when we had lunch or dinner or whatever. I was like, bro, guess what happened last night? And you were laughing. You were like, man, fuck that. You
Yeah,
were like,
man, there
fuck
was some
that.
haters. There were some haters. It's like, bro, okay, I wasn't feeling the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Like, fuck.
Uh, okay, so I'm gonna end this out. Live by Night. I love Ben Affleck. I think he's a great filmmaker, great actor. I don't think he was as strong as Argo or The Accountant or even Air. It's a fine, it's a cool like little like kind of like little cool like little like kind of like crime mafia movie, but it feels really flat. It doesn't feel as strong as his other movies. I think also that was the era of like let's say fuck Ben Affleck because how bad his Batman was. I think it was really unfair to him as a filmmaker, as an
Yeah,
actor.
after he did BVS, man, like people
People
just
were
wore his ass
shitting on him.
out. I felt so
Yeah,
bad for him, and
he
it was
was
weird
being
because like
shat on.
he was the best Batman at least at the time.
He's
Like in
not a
my
terrible
opinion,
Batman.
because he
Yeah,
was like yeah, he was like an overall good Batman. Like Nolan the Bell one, he was a good like realistic Bruce Wayne
yeah,
trying
I
to
agree with
be
that.
Batman, but like the Ben Affleck one, he was just like, okay, this is the comic book Batman on the big screen because he
Yeah,
was like he was a perfect Bruce Wayne, the perfect Batman, and he existed out there with Superman and Wonder Woman and shit. And then it was like people were like shitting on him, but also like Batman was the only thing that people also cared about. Like I remember he was saying like I'm trying to make Live by Night, but no one gives a fuck. Like everyone's asking me about like Batman, like da 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 da, and then.
oh yeah,
And then
I remember
he like
that.
went back to like rehab. He was like I'm gonna
Yeah,
direct, produce, and act in Batman, and I think like co-write it or something. But then it
shame.
was like I'm just gonna like produce and act in it, man, because I'm fucking tired. And then it long story short, it became the Matt Reeves Batman movie. And
And
no,
ugh.
it's like I love the Matt Reeves Batman movie. Like that movie's fucking fantastic, but I can't help but wonder like, damn, I feel like that Ben Affleck Batman movie would have
Mhm.
been really fucking cool.
Thank
I heard,
you. Thank you.
I heard his
Yeah,
script
Thank
was
you.
awesome. I heard his
dude.
script
Yeah,
was fucking awesome, dude.
I heard his script was fucking flames, and it was it was gonna be Deathstroke, and he was gonna be like a Mike Myers type figure,
Ugh.
just fucking killing everybody, and like everyone close to Bruce Wayne, and I'm like, holy shit.
Deathstroke. Oh my god, that would have been so good.
Because
Fuck,
when Justice
dude.
League was
I
coming out in 2017, like
I
Affleck had
rem
released like some footage of Deathstroke, like he was teasing it.
Yeah, no, dude.
I
What could have been?
remember when Batman versus Superman came out, and we all
Loved
saw
it.
it.
I loved it. Changed my
And
life.
our
Changed my life.
friends hated Ben Affleck as Batman. They were like, "It's not Batman." Da, 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 da. Me and my dad, but like I even said to the group, I was like, "That is Batman." But you
Mhm.
have to understand that that is Batman. That is the Dark Knight
Dark Knight
Returns.
Returns.
That is
Mhm.
an older Batman, so he's a little different. But overall, that is Batman. He did Bruce Wayne perfectly. He did Batman perfectly. My dad grew up reading Batman comic books. He's a Batman fan. We are a Batman family, besides my sister Monica, but that's okay. It's whatever. Anyways, we are a Batman family, all right? Our top favorite heroes are Batman and the Flash, okay? We love those two heroes. This is a Batman family. I saw that movie and I fucking loved it. And I told Doug, I was like, man, rewatch it and pay attention. This is an older Batman, is different. And also, it's just the format of the movie was good. They need to separate into two movies. I really loved Ben Affleck as Batman. I truly did. And I was so disappointed when his movie was canceled and they took everything away from him because, yeah.
I like BBS a lot more because this man right here, because of Nick Johnson right here, because he said, Doug, go back. You joke, but he had me really kind of like watch the ultimate cut from a different angle. You can watch. I remember Nick was like, watch it again, but watch the ultimate cut and watch it for this reasons. And thanks to Nick, I like the movie more now. I like the ultimate cut way better than the theatrical version because what Nick kind of told me, it's way better. It's a way better movie. It's longer, but it's a way better movie. It is a way better movie, and there's a lot more things that are kind of filled in. And after watching it, I remember Nick was like, "Hey, this part, Nick explained it to me way better." And thanks to Nick's, love and also kind of like, his analysis of the movie, I like the more, and I like the theatrical version. I like the Ultimate Edition way more than the theatrical version. So thank you, Nick, for always kind of like keep my eye open to the Ultimate Edition because it is way better in so many different ways.
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
problem. No problem, Doug. I got you. That's what I'm here for. Joe, did you say you have not seen the Ultimate Edition?
No, I have not.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Joe, you got to get on that, man. How old are you?
Do you? Excuse me?
No, how old are you? How old are you?
27. Why does that matter?
Oh hell no, man. You don't have plenty of time to watch this movie, man. That's ridiculous. What you been doing this whole time, bro? 27, bro. Oh, you should have been watching this movie by now, man.
I'm fucking weak, bro.
And 40-year virgin, he was like, how old are you? Like 24, 25. He's like, oh, I'm 40. He's like, oh my brother, you got to get on that. Dang. Joe, you got to get on that, man. Oh,
I'm about to leave. I'm about to go in early.
I know that, bro. I know, bro. I know that fucking line from that movie so well. Because that is the Indian coworker.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, you got to get on that. Damn.
Doug, do you have it on Voodoo?
It's weird. I bought that movie like new during COVID. I didn't come with digital code. I need to email WB about that. Like, hey man, where the fuck is my code? But I'll get it on there for you so you can watch it. I think I can get it because it's a movie. It's a movie that we should have seen originally in theaters. It is a way better cut.
The Ultimate Edition,
way better cut.
Like after I watched the Ultimate Edition, I have never watched the theatrical edition since.
Yeah, like, no, I completely agree.
I'd like to
wait. What's up?
Point us into the next.
Wait, can I finish my list? Can I finish my list?
Oh, I thought that was your last one. Okay.
Oh, I got a few more, man, please.
You said finish out before you said the movie, finish. So I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, man, we got to discuss the love, the appreciation of the ultimate.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where is my list? Oh no, I lost it. Oh, here we go. Here. Okay, so Live Night, Fantastic Four, for obvious reasons. Fantastic Four, I remember being so hyped to see this movie, and we went to the screening for it, and literally someone threw a shoe. People were booing. And it was me, Galliano, and you, Joel. I'm telling you, Nick, people were some guy literally threw a shoe. Fucking Fantastic Four. Oh
my god, that was garbage.
Fantastic Four. Someone threw a shoe. People were booing. I've never been in a theater that people were booing the entire time. I'm like, damn, people are mad. And if you get a Chicago movie theater audience mad, you fucked up. And people were so mad. People were mad as hell. And I was like, ooh, boy. So that Unfinished Business with Vince Vaughn movie was not funny at all. I thought I was big hyped for it. The trailers had us laughing when we saw it. The trailer for it originally, not funny. Vince Vaughn, Dave Franco, and what's Homeboy's name? He was in He was in Batman Begins. He was in
Tom
Mission
Wilkinson.
Impossible. Thank you. Tom Wilkinson, unfunny as hell. Yeah, unfinished. Just unfunny as hell. What should be called? It is not funny. Brothers
He was in
Grimsby.
Rush Hour too,
He
and
was
The
in Rush
Black Knight
Hour.
with Martin Lawrence.
Bro, he was. That was your from last week. It's fucking right, Nick. Man, bravo, my friend. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yeah. So unfinished business, not funny. Brothers Grimsby with Sacha Baron Cohen, who I'm a huge fan of. Unfunny as hell. Him and Mark Strong have no chemistry. It's weird. The jokes are very unfunny. Ugh. I said Iron Man 3, Lucy, Samaritan, unfortunately. Samaritan was made by the guy who did, I think he did Overlord. And I was like, oh, I fucking loved Overlord. Let's go. So Julius Avery. I loved Overlord. I love the premise of this movie. I want to see Stallone in a not like, Rocky, Rambo, whatever movie. Big letdown. I watched it on Prime last year. Like, this movie fucking sucks. I was so let down. And yeah, I'll buy in on that. Yes, Samaritan. So it was my list, and I was a little bit long, but a lot of movies I was so hyped for that I was like, man, you guys kind of broke my heart. And I'll never forgive you guys. That list, I will never forgive you. Talking to you, Fox and Josh Trank. But each their own. All right, Joe, floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, actually,
Calling
my
tonight,
bubble
Nick.
bath is ready. My nice
Bath, the
bubble
wine.
bath.
All right, brother. Before, go ahead.
Oh no! What's up?
No, please. The floor is yours, my friend. The floor is yours.
No, I was just gonna say, I love you guys, man. I'm about to head on L. That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to cut you off though.
No, I don't want to cut you off. No, that's my bad. No, we love you too, Nick. Thank you, man. Thank you for a really great Christmas episode. Before you go, though, where can our audience find you on the socials?
You can find me at Dawning Vision on YouTube. That's a capital D as in Dawning, a capital V as in Vision. And on Instagram at Dawning Vision, all lowercase, all one word. And anywhere else that you can find podcasts.
And honestly, and go to our link tree, guys, in our description and our Instagram, as well as our podcast episode. Listen, you'll have it too. Our link tree will have Nick's great podcast and his award-winning short film and a link to their work. So please support our boy. He's worked hard for this. Support him.
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
All right, we love you, brother. We'll talk to you next time. All right.
I love y'all too. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
You too, bro.
Peace.
All right, Sir Joe the Third. Floor is yours, my friend.
I decided that we should probably talk about movies for next year that we're excited to see instead of what I wanted to talk about.
We're gonna do that next week.
Next week?
Yeah, because we're gonna have a full show. You, me, Nick, and Moses. We're gonna talk about our top 10, 2023, and then we're excited for next week.
Okay,
that's cool.
Okay,
I'll have the boys in that one. Go ahead.
Here, I'm gonna send you a picture. Okay.
Behind
I want you to figure out what is common about all these movies. One singular common thing.
Huh.
One person.
Oh, it's Snyder?
Yep. So Rotten Tomatoes came out with their list for Zack Snyder's movie. And I was surprised with the list, I'm gonna be honest. And I think that they're wrong about some of this movies. Especially Sucker Punch. I was so floored that it had 22%.
I kind of agree with that personally. Sorry.
Dude, you agree with that? Dude, I love Sucker Punch, my guy. Sucker Punch is such a great movie.
I gotta watch it again.
You gotta watch it again, my guy. It's a good movie.
I didn't like it when I saw it in theaters when it came out, and I watched it again maybe during COVID, and I was like, didn't really. I think the acting's great. I think the ladies are like fucking badass. Don't get me wrong. This one It wasn't for me, unfortunately, but I do like the cast
I
a
love
lot.
that movie.
Uh,
I love that movie so much. It's such a
and,
great movie.
and I know Snyder defends that. Snyder like really proud of that movie. He's really proud of that movie.
For a
Talks about it
year
all the
that it
time.
came out in and what he did with that movie, I think it was fantastic, honestly.
I think it would have been. Yeah, I think it might have been. I mean, I think it has an audience. I think it has a bit of an audience now. And I think he was saying that he's a cut of his own movie too. That's cut of his movie that's way better. But of course, he got kind of screwed over. Uh, so let's see. Okay, I'm reading it to you. I'm reading it to the audience right now. So Dawn of the Dead, his remake, which I thought was a really good remake. Actually, it's a very good remake of a classic. Has a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's his first movie he ever directed too. Followed by that, 72% on his version of Justice League, which is the way superior Justice League for all many reasons. Uh,
Hmm.
Army of the Dead, which I really do enjoy. I mean, people have problems with it. It's a fun zombie flick, and I'm glad that me and Hamza and Nick
God,
paid
the
the extra
Dead is
buck.
a good movie.
I thought it was good. Army of the Dead is a good one too. Again, I'm glad that we kind of paid the extra buck to go see it in theaters to support it when it was there. It's a little long, but I like Batista in it a lot, and like the cast of that movie too. Has a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, right? And a Watchmen movie that I really do like as well, minus the weird, kind of uncomfortable sex scene.
I didn't care for it.
Really?
I watched it with my friends, and this was ages ago. I
Yeah.
was still friends with what's his name? I was still friends with like Max and Pedro,
Oh shit.
and what's his name? Fuck, Dylan. Dylan. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Dylan's birthday. We went to go see it, and I watched it, and then I rewatched it as I got older, and I didn't care for it. A lot of
It's like,
people like Watchmen. I don't care for them. I really don't. And that's funny coming from me who loves like the boys, like these
oh, The
dark
Boys is
heroes
fucking awesome. Yeah.
and stuff, and like but I don't care for Watchmen. I
Interesting.
really don't.
I like
So
it.
I didn't care for it. I didn't enjoy it.
I do like that a lot. I just don't like that uncomfortable ass sex scene. It's
A
so
lot of
uncomfortable.
penis in your fucking face.
Oh, it goes on too long too. It's it's so shot so weird
Dude, it's
too.
not it's just outside of the sex scene. Like we understand he's naked, but it's just so much dick in your face to pause. You know, like it's unnecessary the amount of times I saw that man's dick. Like so unnecessary. The amount
it
of penis that is in that movie. You know what I mean?
it's a lot.
Like we understand he's naked. Some of those shots don't need to be a full fucking
It's
body shot or
yeah.
close up of his ass. Like they're really like the shots were so uncomfortable. You know what
Yeah,
I
it is very
mean? Where it's
uncomfortable.
just like, dude, come on. I'm trying to watch this. I was a kid and just dick in my face. Pause. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
it's definitely
Like
there. It's definitely
it
there.
was unnecessary. It was uncomfortable. I didn't enjoy it. It was just like, oh my goodness, like this is like too much, too much.
It's
And
definitely
again,
there.
I had no care for.
It's a
I
movie.
don't care for the stars.
It's a movie that came out and I literally it did not do well. It did okay. It didn't do good, what see critic wise with a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, but also box office wise, it didn't do really anything either. So that is what it is. Next up is 61%, which is 300. I think it's okay. I think it's a little overrated if you ask me.
I
It's
think I think it became overrated by the mass amount of
parodies.
parodies, how long it was conversated about,
Yeah, it was for
because
a
it
long
was
time.
to a point where it was just like, yeah, and then just the amount of testosterone, sweaty, stinky
This
dudes
is Sparta.
that just never stop talking about 300. I am a
Yes,
action movie fan. Family loves action movies. Doug loves action movies.
I love it.
The love for this movie, the hype for this movie went on way too long.
Way too
It was
long.
like so many people
Way
kept
too
making
long.
jokes about it to where I was just like, all right, we understand, we get it. Everyone's seen the movie. It's not that big. Like it's not that like it died out. I feel like it would have done better for a lot of people if people weren't so exasperating on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I would agree with that. Man, I mean, I remember kids when it came out, but I agree. It was like everyone was obsessed with this movie. And you're right. And the conversation around it, the discourse around it went on for so fucking long. Like, so long. And yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, how many people in the playground at our school, this is Sparta, the whole, this is Sparta thing. And after a while, it got old, kind of like David and his jokes.
Yeah.
It got old
Like,
so
and so
quickly.
many movies made jokes about it. I think SNL did jokes about
So many of
it.
it. Yeah, dude.
Shows did jokes about it, and you're just like, dude, it's been like 2 years since this movie came out.
Move
You
on.
know what I
Please
mean?
move on.
It was one single fan making jokes about it here and there, but just so many things made jokes about it. Like Star Wars had so many movies throughout time, so it's okay that so many things made jokes about it. But this is a singular movie that was like entertaining, but like not like a culture shock. I feel like, you know what I mean, not like
Yeah.
a revitalize something or whatever. Like it was too much.
Yeah. It's, yeah, no, it's not one that I go back to often, his filmography. All right, that was 61% 300. One movie that I love, I still, I appreciate this movie to this day, is Man of Steel, which is at 56%, which I know everyone has, a lot of people have an issue with that rating. And that was the birth of the DCEU before, yeah, and obviously it's ending with Aquaman 2 this weekend. But I remember the first Man of Steel, the first DCEU, we were a year away, we were a year removed from Dark Knight Rises as Nolan ended his Batman trilogy. This was the birth of
Hmm.
a new DC universe, but also they were trying to compete. They were entering the Marvel stuff as well, and that also did not. They were entering when Marvel already had the first Avengers and Iron Man. You had the America stuff like that. They were already well established, and now here comes DC with their first thing, and Man of Steel, and also it's a superhero. It's a superhero Superman movie. And the last Superman movie before that, it was Superman Returns. That was a very divisive movie too. People didn't like Brendan Routh. People didn't like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. A lot of things. It was trying to copy too much from the original.
You want to know? Sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think what I always feel like I'm interrupting you so much
I
now.
don't care. That's the show, man. Who cares? That's the show.
Um, I feel like a lot of people have problems with, like Superman movies because of how they play out. Because
Yeah.
a lot of these movies are introductions to Superman. You know what I mean? And a lot of people already know Superman, so they don't want to be introduced to Superman again. So I felt like they see these movies and this is Superman
Yeah.
boring, blah 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 blah. Where it's just like, dude, they're introducing you to this Superman. Every Superman is different, but you also gotta think about like when we had Captain America and Iron Man, and we were introduced to Spider-Man. It was very just like, in your face. This is who I'm, Iron Man, like in the suit fighting, da 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 da. And then with the Superman, it's slow, it's methodical, it's planned out, it's conversating, it's building character for him as a Superman, so you can understand his view and how he's gonna play out being, the symbol of hope. How the world will see him, and instead of just fighting giant monsters and kicking ass and being out of space, being fucking Superman, people probably complained that it was slow and yeah.
People. I remember the big thing about Man of Steel. I remember this because it was my freshman year, sophomore year of high school. It was that people were saying like, no, this movie's too dark. Why Superman so dark? And I'm like, well, it's a different take. And I was like, oh, Zack Snyder, seen his other movies. It's the darker
And
tone
also
of
it was DC,
it was DC.
and
And
it's And Superman is dark. People forget that Superman goes through tragedies, and and General Zod is
And
really
that was
like
perfect
this.
casting. That was perfect
Yeah,
casting.
like
That was
General
perfect
Zod
casting.
is basically, General Zod finds General Zod is racist. Okay,
Hmm.
General Zod's racist. He sees that Kryptonians are superior and they could dominate the galaxy and this and that. And so it's like, that's what he wanted. He wanted to prolong his people. He wanted them to thrive and survive and eventually conquer everything.
Yeah. And that casting of Michael Shannon was great. And it was I thought the action scenes were yeah, people had a problem with how shaky it was. I thought the action scenes were like really kind of intense and very, very
Yeah.
hand-to-hand combat was really cool. Him when he's flying into Smallville and he's like just beating the shit out of General Zod and those goons. And to me, I think at first I was like, oh, this is darker, but I liked it for that reason. Okay, this is definitely not Marvel. This is different. And I appreciate how dark it was and how different it was. And also, too, people forget Christopher Nolan wrote and produced Man of Steel. Like people forget that all the time. And like, oh my God, it's Zack Snyder. Yeah, Snyder for sure directed, obviously. Anyway, he produced and directed, obviously. But when they were filming, or maybe before or after they were filming Dark Knight Rises, Christopher Nolan talked about, hey, how do we do a Superman story that he was going to like not direct, obviously, but like, and again, go on IMDb or the movie produced and written by Christopher Nolan. And people forget when they shoot out Man of Steel that people that love Nolan forget that Nolan had a huge hand in shaping and creating Man of Steel. And obviously, after that, he was no longer involved with the DC stuff whatsoever. I mean, he's a executive producer, quote unquote, on the Snyderverse movies like BVS and Justice League, but that doesn't mean shit. He's kind of just like there. It's like good luck to you. He didn't really do anything. But Man of Steel, he was involved with as a writer, as a producer, and I really think what his story was really great. Whether people don't like that movie or not, I think it's a really great Superman movie. It's still my favorite.
Me too.
Still my favorite. Still my favorite DC EU movie that we've had the past 10 fucking years now. And I think it's a movie that people go back on. Again, either you hate it or you love it. And I'm on the side of like I love it because I think it was different. It was Henry Cavill's kind of first like really kind of mainstream role into like this in this world. And I think whether it's the score by Hans Zimmer is phenomenal. His chemistry with Lois Lane, Amy Adams is great. Michael Shannon is perfect as Zod. It's a movie that I think that it came out and people were like, well, this is not like Superman. This isn't like Marvel, and it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be a different, darker, grittier take on Superman. And people were like, "Oh, he doesn't kill, but he had to." That's the point of the movie. Like I said, it was tragedy. He had to because if he doesn't kill, he's gonna lose his new home. And people have eyelashes with certain scenes of the movie. I think it's a very good movie. I think it's a very good Superman movie.
And also, Superman in comic books has had to kill. Like, if there was no other way, he risk that to save people. He doesn't want to, and he will do his damnedest, like in the movie, to try not to kill
doesn't want to.
the person. But if there's no other choice, he will do so.
He has to.
People forget that. You gotta read the comic books and fully understand who Superman is, and they actually struggle. It's not just him being like, I can save everyone. Like, he can't save everyone. Superman knows that.
No, he can't.
He struggles with it, but he also tries his best to continue that. Like people, we know Superman, but a lot of people don't understand who Superman is and the things he truly has to go through as a hero. And so read comic books about Batman, Superman, even Marvel. There's things that you would never guessed and never understood about characters that probably you might see in the future. That's not who they are.
No.
It's probably something that's ripped out one of the fucking comic books. So truly, truly, truly understand that these comic books and these heroes, comic books shows that no matter who they are, superheroes are humans. And that's why I really love about DC, comic book wise, is that they show that I feel like they show that so well of how hard it is to be a superhero and how much they struggle to hold up their beliefs, yet they continue it no matter what. I feel like it's so good, and so people really, really do read the comic books and understand the struggles that they go through.
Yeah. No, I I'll stand by my appreciation of this movie any day of the week. So okay, that's Man of Steel at 56%. Let's go. Let's see. What's the next one is
Legend of the
Let's go.
Guardians, the
Yes,
Owl movie.
which is a very well made animated movie. I think that
I
kind of
didn't
came
watch
out.
it.
It's very well made for an animated movie, and it's kind of like, oh, the guy who did 300's doing this. People are like, the fuck. It's not a bad movie. I haven't seen it in like years. I mean, like maybe over 10, maybe 9 or 10 years.
Mhm.
But it's a great voice acting from Hugo Weaving to Jim Sturgis, from a lot of people, a lot of great voice. Abby Cornish is great in it. Joel Edgerton, like there's a lot of great Helen Mirren, Sam Neill, great voice acting. And it's a very, again, visually, animated wise, it's beautifully stunning. It was kind of like the era of like the kind of 3D was kind of taken off even more. So they did 3D, obviously. And animation is very, 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 very like stunning. It's a movie that I think came out that no one saw it. It was a big flop. I think it was a huge flop. And it kind of came out of nowhere, kind of just left. And yeah, why is Snyder doing an animated movie? But hey, he took a risk. He took a risk. I thought it definitely worked for what he was trying to do. It's one that people forget all the time. People forget all the time. They don't really kind of bring it up the way some of the other movies is, like Man of Steel and 300, stuff like that. But they're one of those kind of underrated movies that kind of came out, and that people kind of forget that's Zack Snyder doing that movie. But it's good. From animation, that movie is really good for the time it came out too. So I like that movie. At a 52%, I kind of disagree with that. BVS, you already heard our stance on that with me, Nick, me, and Nick. 29%. Yeah, I think theatrically wise, I would say I don't think it was that low, but I remember that came out because you were already in Puerto Rico, and I was going to see it with like few people. I saw it with Fletcher. And I was hyped. Like, God, I love Man of Steel. It's been 3 years since Man of Steel came out. I can't wait. And for that time period too, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since Man of Steel. And I was like, wow, it's been a while. It's been a while for like a movie. And in that time, Marvel had so many things. Marvel had so many different projects, different movies. So for them to take 3 years on their stuff. On their stuff. My dog's being weird right now. On their stuff right now. It just to me was like, wow, you guys took literally 3 years to do a sequel. In that time, Marvel put out like 5 or 6 movies, so they were really and like you said, they were far behind. And what David Ayer said too. Deadpool came out the month. A month before BVS, right? Deadpool made so much money, it changed the game, right? What David Ayer says is that the studio has so much faith in BVS, they were like, nah, we're not gonna test it to test audiences, to people in the studio. We're just gonna put it out there, and that's very dangerous. We have a big movie like that. You got to test it at least once or twice or even more sometimes. And they didn't test it, and they go, "It was gonna fucking crush, man. Watch it." It came out. I remember it so well, bro, because it was my senior year of high school, and it was like the reviews came in, and it was boom, negative. Fuck this movie. This movie's terrible. Well, this movie's awful. But this, that, Ben Affleck, this, this, and I was like, whoa, because we were so used to seeing all these superhero movies get good reviews, whether it's X-Men, whether it's Deadpool, whether it was Marvel stuff, Spider-Man, whatever. People were getting good reviews on these movies, and so it was like, wow, this is a big kind of fuck you. And that movie did not. It made money. It made almost $900 million. But they were like, it's gonna be $1 billion. It's gonna be $1 billion movie. It's gonna make so much money. They love this movie. And I remember the early reviews were like, best movie ever. But like they didn't test this. How are people saying best movie ever? They didn't test it. And that movie just came out, and we were like, but it was so divisive in so many different ways. And it's unfortunate because that movie's failure, unfortunately, fucked over the entire DCEU, and they fucked over David Ayer in Suicide Squad. So they fucked over David Ayer. They said, cool, we have now, that was March 2016. Cool, we have 5 months before Suicide Squad out. Get those cameras rolling. You better call Margot. You better call Will Smith. You better call Joel Kinnaman, Joey Courtney, whatever. Bring it back. You better call Viola Davis. Bring them back. And they cut the fuck out of Suicide Squad. a movie that I still appreciate to this day, but I would love to see David Ayer's cut because I think David Ayer's a phenomenal filmmaker. But that movie, since BVS flopped, that movie BVS was so divisive by critics and fans, whatever. That movie's failure is the reason why I think DCU never got a fair chance, or they weren't focused on that because, like you said too before, they were so worried about how could we compete with Marvel, compete with Marvel, compete with Marvel. Marvel's putting out 3 things a year, compete with Marvel, and they were not. They were focusing on competing with Marvel, and they weren't focusing on like doing stuff for themselves. And I was very dangerous, and because of BVS, the DCU is where it's at today because they would not take their time. They were rushing things. They were rushing things. They were rushing things. And here's what happened. And they kind of got their groove together with Aquaman and the first Shazam and Birds of Prey, and maybe the Suicide Squad that I'm still kind of about. But it's been such a messy thing through all, and I think BVS is definitely the cause of that because they were just that movie set the DCU on a path of like no return. Like, hey, we fucked up. Let's compete with Marvel. Let's compete with Deadpool, whatever. And you guys got to be your own thing. But again, here we are, 10 years later. The DCU ends tonight with Aquaman 2. So farewell. Rebel Moon. I'll ask you, what have you heard about Rebel Moon so far? Because I've heard nothing but not so good things about it.
Never saw it. Never heard about it.
It's coming out tomorrow on Netflix.
Oh,
it's
don't
his.
know it.
It's his version of Star Wars. Apparently, it's him doing Star Wars, but Netflix is giving him the free will to do whatever the fuck he wants because of his deal. And from what I've heard, he wants to make his own universe. And from what I've heard, from like even before the movie came out, excuse me, they were saying it's his Star Wars, it's his new franchise, and I've heard nothing but terrible things from critics. Fans who love him, like Nick, for example, like die-hard fans, like die-hard Snyder fans are loving it, and I think they're kind of like, well, fuck Snyder, and critics like, fuck Snyder, and the thing I will agree on, I forgot who said it. It's a critic online. It was a pretty well-established critic. The critics are bashing his other movies in the review, and they're bashing his Snyderverse. Don't worry about that. Worry about this movie. You should not worry about Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League.
Here's the thing I'll say about Zack Snyder's and critics and stuff is that people continuously insult his movies, and I don't understand why. You know what I mean? Like you can dislike a movie, but like the amount of dislike he gets from the industry is ridiculous. Like even with like the Justice League. The Justice League would have a lower rating if they didn't show his version. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel totally. I feel because that was shit. It was shit. It was so fucking bad. It was bad. But like, I feel like he just gets an unnecessary amount of just discourse and hate.
He definitely. I think there's a lot of hate because of his involvement with DC, and I think since his DC days, it's just kind of been like, what the fuck, man, blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, that is. I mean, I don't think he's like the best filmmaker, but I don't think he's a bad filmmaker. I think I've seen worse filmmakers. I'm like, oh my god, this is atrocious. No, I don't think he gets a lot of hate. He definitely does. I do think that if you watch some of his movies like Army of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Man of Steel, Watchmen, some of the things, he's a very good visionary filmmaker. With that said, there are things about him that I kind of like don't like. That he does a lot of the slow-mo shots. He does a lot of slow-mo shots. It's like, okay, maybe tone it back a little bit, but I think he's very good at correcting characters. I think he's very good at kind of, doing larger than life kind of world stuff like that. But you're right. There's a lot of discourse around him. A lot of hate towards him. But I do think that you shouldn't. I don't think you should penalize his current movie because while you didn't like BVS, whatever. You should go in this movie with a clean mind. Again, I'll watch it. I'll review it on the pod. And I've been sold by the trailers. I mean, I like the cast a lot. I like Sophia Patel. I like Charlie Hunnam. I like John Won Hansu. But the trailers have not sold me personally yet on the trailers. I mean, I'm glad it's a Netflix movie, so I can watch it at home. But I probably would have seen it in theaters if it was in theater movie, to be honest with you, because theatrical. But I don't think I haven't heard good things about it. But I do think that critics that are penalizing this movie because of how much they hate BVS or his version of Justice League or whatever other movies, it's kind of unfair. It's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, you gotta go in this movie with a clean mind. Okay, I'm judging this movie on this movie only. Hey, I love Jordan Peele. I love Get Out. I didn't like Us, but I love Nope. I was like, oh man, fucking Nope, Us, man. I'm not this movie because Us, or oh, I don't like this movie because he did this movie. No, because every filmmaker, with the filmmakers, you have a chance to do something different. You might like a movie of theirs that you didn't like before, or whatever. I do I love Richard Linklater, my favorite filmmakers of all time. Really Want, Some Days Confused, whatever. I did not like Where'd You Go, Bernadette. I didn't like the other movies. It's like, to me, like, you're allowed to like other movies, but I don't like. Oh man, I love this movie because he did this movie. No, you can like, that's a bonus, but you shouldn't have to penalize this guy's movies because you didn't like 300 or fucking Guardians of the Gahul, whatever. It's, come on now. It's like, you gotta go to this movie with a clean slate. I'm judging off of this movie alone, not their past projects, whatever. That's kind of shitty, but yeah, I mean, if we watch it, we'll review it on the pod. Yeah, I'll probably watch it maybe next weekend or this weekend or not next week, but I'm not going out of my way. I'd rather watch Maestro by Bradley Cooper first, then I'll watch this. But I don't know. I'm hearing not good things about it, and it's a shame. I think he's. But to your point earlier too, Joe, his fans are very toxic as well too. His fandom is very toxic as well too. Like, I remember they were review bombing like other movies, like fuck, restore the Snyderverse. Don't do that either. Don't do that either. I think his fandom is very toxic too. Because I remember like when Barbie's coming out, hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Don't do that. That's cultist. That's very cult like. It's very cult. That's very like, you shouldn't do that. But he's it's his definitely discourse around him as a filmmaker. A lot of his fans are very toxic and very aggressive, I'll say. And that does not help his case either. But, I think he wants to move on from the DC and the Snyderverse. And people are like, no, do it. Trust me, James Gunn's doing his own thing, guys. That train has passed. The DCEU ends this weekend with Aquaman 2. Of how Snyder started 11 years ago. It is what it is. Yeah, move on from it. But, we'll see. I might like. Who knows? I think Nick might watch Rebel Moon. Might love it. He's a Snyder fan. He's a big supporter of him. I think he's a good filmmaker. I like some of his movies. I don't like some of his movies, but I'll watch it and see what I think. But I don't have high hopes for this movie. I mean, it's on Netflix. We turn it on, great. But I'm not like gonna like really like. I can't wait to watch the 2.5 hour of this movie for what it is. It's it is what it is. But that's a shame. And then obviously his Sucker Punch is at 22. So all right. I mean. Yeah, he's definitely a polarizing filmmaker. I'll tell you that. It's very hit or miss. But I again support the guy. I think he's a good filmmaker. I think he is very visual great filmmaker too. But not everything works. That's fine, and that's the beauty of filmmakers, that not everything works for you sometimes.
Facts.
That's the beauty of him. All right, my guy. Anything else you want to close it out tonight?
I remember one movie I was gonna say, but forgot that I was disappointed by.
Good.
And you guys have heard but I'll just say the name instead of going into it. The Flash.
Yeah,
the Flash movie.
Yeah, your first theater reaction you did for us. Yeah. Yeah.
That movie.
I gotta rewatch it again. I gotta rewatch it
because. Have you read the Flash comics? Like, do you know it has a character?
Yeah.
Besides,
I'm familiar with it.
The jokester.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar. I'm familiar with his. I think I'm more familiar now with it, but not like the way you probably. I know more about obviously like Spider-Man and Venom and stuff like that. But I know you were kind of like, yeah, you remember you came out of that movie, you called me, you were like, well, I'll review it, but you were kind of just like, yeah. You're kind of like,
it was, yeah. Anyways, that was it. How about you, my guy?
No, that's I got my list. I mean, when we talk about our Fave movies of 2024, I know I'll probably like say how excited I am, and then good chance that come next year, I'll be like, fuck this movie, or this movie sucked, or this. this thing might have disappointed me. So, no, I mean, I probably missed a few. I probably missed a few on my list, but those are the ones that
Yeah.
I remember having a literally kind of like out of the theater or kind of like end up watching it. Like, man, this movie was boo boo AF. But I mean, I'll have my worst of 2023 movies next week as well for our listeners, and I have a lot to say about that. I have a lot. I mean, I definitely have more good things to say about my positive 2023, top 10 2023. But last night going through my phone, I was like, oh yeah, this movie was terrible this year. This movie was bad. And some kind of guy on Twitter or X, whatever, on YouTube was like, we shouldn't make top 10 worst movies. That's penalizing filmmakers and creators. I'm like, well, it's okay. I see that argument, but also I think it's us. It's our right as
That is such
podcasters.
a that is such a what is it called? A pacifistic way
Yeah,
to do things.
yeah. And I was like, again, making a film is very making a film is incredibly hard. You know, working in production is very tiring. It's a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to like make a movie, make a movie in general, but also make a movie,
Right.
a good movie. So I get that, but also I think it's also I think we can say too that hey, you know, we have if you're a podcaster like us, you're a critic like us, whatever, you're fans of movies like us, we also have the right to say, hey, you know what, this is why this is my least favorite movie of 2023, and here's why. We're not saying these people should never work again. That's fine. We're saying that you know what, this one wasn't for us, and that's totally fine. There's some good days, there's some bad days. I love this movies I love by certain filmmakers. I would love to watch again. And something that I will never watch again, and that's fine. I'm not saying they should never work again or should be fucking blacklisted from Hollywood. It's just the business. It's how it is. It's our how we view things. But I don't know. That'll be next week. But you know, who knows? Who knows where this year will lead us into new cinema and new entertainment. But yeah, man. If you want to close out the show, by all means, man, the floor is yours. Take us home, Joe.
All right. Before I do, you want to plug yourself?
Yes, sir. Thank you. As always, guys, you can find me, my personal page on Instagram at the Young Jones, and my Twitter, or sorry, X. Keep calling it Twitter. Jesus. Is at Capri_Sun SON. I can do my little kind of like little quick thoughts up there on my feed. But also, you can find the show, our socials on Instagram and Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. All one word. Midway Avenue Productions. You see our out of theater reactions on there, whether it's myself, whether it's Joel, whether it's me and Nick. They're on there. I also kind of post things about like our episode posters, stuff like that, and I kind of announcing and announcements, whatever. Also, hopefully to do some more giveaways next year. I want to do more giveaways, like some digital codes, to make some movies, stuff like that. I want to get more into that for our viewers and fans next year for you guys as well. Also, maybe do some more screening kind of updates as well for our viewers and audiences here in the Phoenix area. And yeah, guys, hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All
Take it away,
right.
Joe.
You can find me at the OG Cuban Rican on Twitch. Yeah.
Keep it short.
Yeah,
it short.
just keep it simple and short this time. Yeah,
Keeping it
it's the OG
simple.
Cuban Rican at Twitch. You can find the link on our on our Instagram and stuff like that. Anyways, thank you for joining us on this verbal journey through our thoughts, opinions, views, and mad, crazy rambling per usual, and getting off topic from time to time. We hope that we have made a safe space for our listeners, for the people who do thoroughly enjoy movie shows and whatever else they may be into. You know, hopefully this is a safe space where you could listen and not feel judged, and to, you know, find other people who understand you. You know, we'd love to have a conversation with you guys and to have that discourse and to see what you guys think and say, not only about the shows, but about our opinions. You don't have to agree with us, but we would English, my first language, my only language, and I'm still not good at it. We would love for you guys to share with us your thoughts about what we say or about movies. Hopefully we can find a platform for you guys where website or Instagram or anything like that where you guys can talk to us and talk to each other about how you see certain movies, or you see movies that we've talked about, or actors, directors, whatever you guys want to talk about. Hopefully we can make that a safe space, find a place for you guys to feel that it's okay for you guys to talk to us, or talk to anyone about. We truly do appreciate every single one of you men, women, they and thems, and just hopefully you come back, you share with your friends and family, and to all the new viewers, welcome. Yes, thank you so much. Have a good night, have a good morning, have a good afternoon. Stay safe, tell somebody you love them. Happy holidays, and to the people who don't celebrate holidays like me, have a lovely day. All right, good night. Deuces.